Yes, sir.
We have returned, and we're missing half the podcast.
Well, that's what usually happens when, individuals are off, working hard and other individuals are taking care of leaks and plumbing issues. That leaves it up to the wild lords to get busy, baby.
Yeah, so don't expect the typical ILP, because I like to call these the Attic 5 podcast. Okay, they're no longer the Iron Lords podcast, but King, the realm accusing you of something. We got to bring this up before Solve gets here.
Well, this is the reason why I got on my glasses today opposed to my shades, is because I was playing Ghost of not Ghost of Sparta, Sons of Sparta. Wait a second, Cog is not here. I don't need to follow the script, man. The hell with this.
We doing that?
Yo, to hell with Cog.
We ripping the script.
The hell with his script. I'm not doing his script today. Cog ain't here. I don't care. The hell with his script. We gonna do what we want to do because the inmates run the show. Yeah.
The orange jump shooters running the show today.
Facts.
Yeah, so what's going on, you guys? I don't know what episode this is, because I was hoping Solve would do the intro, but Solve has chosen to have computer issues. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We got the state of play.
The state of Konami.
Can I please just finish the intro?
I'm just saying.
We got the God of War remake.
You got what? God of War? Oh, okay, yeah. You talking about that 5 year? The 5 year thing. Okay, my David Jaffe edition. The David Jaffe edition. Yeah, I like that.
We got the High on Life 2, which that's probably going to be essentially me. And then we got the Reanimal Conversation, which
that's us.
Actually, all the lords here have played Reanimal.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do?
Sound crispy.
Oh yeah, Saul sounds real crispy.
Yeah, what's up with that, bro? What was you doing?
What was I doing? Trying to spend the last half hour trying to unbrick my damn computer.
I feel you.
So me and King, we ripped up Cog script today. We ain't listening to Cog script. So
that's good.
Nah, Teddy P, we ain't doing Lords After Dark. We ain't doing that. But we're gonna do something close to it.
I would love to do Lords After Dark right now, but that's not what's gonna happen.
Yeah, facts. If y'all want Lords After Dark, y'all gonna have to go over there for that. I mean, that's some serious different stuff, bro.
Yeah, so I'm now since Solve's here, I'm gonna pass to him. I want Solve to do
that. Yeah, that's what happens when you ask the guy who's gonna A, leave early, and B, has no access to the back end. To host the show.
That's why we on StreamYard. Okay, so go host.
Where we at? Hold on.
Yo, so let me ask you a question. The text to speech don't work?
No, we're not on Streamlabs.
All right, so let me close that thing up. I got that thing open for no reason.
You have it open?
Yeah, you know how I do. If I'm gonna do it, listen. I put text to speech on my show. Ain't nobody left a super chat, but I was just sitting there waiting for it to work. I'm like, come on, baby, leave something stupid. But I'll be wanting to do, when they go, ooh, their stupidness.
Well, we don't got to deal with that today.
Her luscious voice. I love her beautiful voice.
I introduced King to all the different voices. That he
you did?
Like 5
I picked English British girl.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing like a British girl. So yeah, some tea and crumpets. Yeah. I got that popping over there on Frontline.
And so I do feel that what we'll do is we'll go with Reanimal first, because Solve will be here for that. Talk about state of play, and we'll do the High in Life last, because
it's only you.
Yeah, I'm the only one that's playing.
I was too busy playing what was it? Final Fantasy Remake.
Everyone playing Remake. You guys act like that didn't come out on a whole ass platform before this.
That's a whole other conversation.
Yo, if Saab, if a tree fall in the forest, did it really fall?
The crazy thing is that I think every Lord has it on said other platform as well.
Yo, we do. The wildest thing is I have it on
PC as well.
I got it on PlayStation Plus.
Mm-hmm.
So the part where I'm at on Xbox right now is literally the part I left off on PlayStation.
See, now what you could do is you can leave that. You could get off there, and you can go get it on the Switch and start there, and maybe by the time you get to PC, you'll beat the whole game.
Well, maybe hell no. I did not buy no Switch to be playing no third-party games. If they ain't giving me no first-party stuff, I don't care about that.
He said I'm not playing no third-party games. I mean, that's a smart way to go, I would say.
Yeah, not on no Switch. No. Why am I gonna get the watered-down versions of everything? I don't care about that weak console. Trying to act like it's a real Gen 9.
Who's trying to act that way?
Yo, not you, people. They like, yeah, they here. Yo, if Rockstar don't recognize you as Gen 9, you not Gen 9. Rockstar left you off the list. I didn't do it. And if it's good for Rockstar, it's good for me.
Well, we got to bring Gen 9 into it.
All right, let's rein it in.
I don't like reining it in. See, now I feel like you're Cog. I don't like what
you the one that at 10 p.m. last night was like, you're hosting. I was like, all right,
10 p.m.
Yo, he told you at 10 last night. I was asleep. Last night.
I was like, I didn't even answer him. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. All right.
I had the best sleep of my life, mind you. Yo, listen, I had the best sleep of my life with the worst nightmare ever. Right? So
there was the PlayStation fanboy.
Nah. I had came home in my dream, and my wife replaced all of the furniture with used furniture.
But
yo, like she moved my statues, she did everything. Yo, so listen, I leave the nightmare. I woke up probably like 30 times last night trying to get out of the nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
I leave the nightmare just to come back to the same exact fucking dream. Yo, it was absolutely horrible. I was like, I can't believe this is going on. This is not happening. but mind you, in between the horror fest, it was the best sleep ever. But it was a nightmare. It was crazy, son. Yeah, and she was like, tell me your dream. I was like, no.
Oh, so you remember it? I mean, enough to remember it in some detail. Yeah.
No, I remember it. Solve. I remember every last detail of that dream. Like it was an alternate universe. Like I was just stepping into an alternate universe where that king had it horrible. Yo, the couch, I don't know where the hell she got the couch from, but the couch had like cat hair all over it or something.
Oh my God.
I was like, yo, what the hell is this? Yo, she got rid of my TV. She got rid of the $10,000 TV and gave me a Magnavox TV. Big back. Yes, son. She had a Magnavox big back, son.
I'm going to take this Pioneer Curo with me. And I
was just sitting there like, what the fuck is going on?
Horrible. That's horrible, man.
Look at that. Notice Saul didn't empathize with you until you brought up that TV.
Yeah, that's the only thing I care about.
That's all you care about.
That's painful, man. Don't mess with my TVs, man. All right. So welcome to episode 434 of the Iron Lords podcast.
Oh, you know what episode it is.
Yeah, I try, a little bit, get a little bit of order here. As you can tell, there are 3 lords here today, not 4. Cog is back from DICE. And I'll let him kind of expound on his experiences over at DICE. But from all the pics you saw, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen a lot of them on social media, he had a mighty good time. Schmoozing as he loves to do, rubbing shoulders with the elite of the gaming industry. But it seems like he had a good time, and he got to talk to some people.
How do you find a tux that goes over his arms?
Yeah.
Shout out to the tux place that managed to get Cog a tux that fit him nicely.
Yo, they were saying that he looked like Michael Clark Duncan in the King.
He looked like Kingpin from Daredevil.
I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah, so he's back, but he's actually attending a wedding today, which is why he's not with us today. So shout out to our brother Hyde too. It's a family wedding from him. Yep. And Cog's gonna be over there, and he'll be back next week. So that leaves the Savages to run the asylum today.
Shout out to the Savages.
Shout out to the Savages. So we got a bunch.
We ripped up our script. If you want,
100%. I know y'all ripped up the script, but I mean, I'm looking at the titles of what we're talking about. It's like, God forbid, we're talking about games today. No narrative is really to speak of. I mean, there's a PlayStation topic, so the King is here. There will be narratives had, but yeah, we talk about some games, man, and thankfully, a lot of us got to play Reanimal, so we'll talk a little bit about that. We got, we'll be talking about the state of play in detail and everything they got announced there, specifically talking about God of War, right? And the remakes and the Sons of Sparta game that came out. I got to play a little bit of it. Addict as well has played High on Life 2, which it seems people are a little less high on than the original, or maybe somewhat less high on than the original, but we'll see what Addict has to say about it. So let's jump into it. So did you guys introduce yourselves already this week? Have you talked about what you've been playing? Or
we just ripped up.
We were just talking.
All right. We were just riffing.
Addict, talk to us. What you've been up to this week?
What happened to his mic?
Yeah, yo, dude, your mic went left.
Okay, go to King first.
Now you're good. You're good now.
You're good.
Yeah, I've been playing Resident Evil franchise. I actually played a lot of Village, trying to finish that up. I beat Reanimal and High on Life this week, which that was stressful.
Savage.
This guy is wild, bro.
So those games, I got the Reanimal review done. Just I don't know when I might just release it after the podcast, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Because like here's the thing, like Reanimal had like a weird embargo thing, and then High on Life, I misread the embargo. I thought I had like an extra 3 hours, and then my phone just starts getting dings. It's like, oh, High on Life review. I'm like, either 5 people just messed up embargo, or I misread that embargo.
I misread that completely.
So after that, I was defeated. I'm going to bed. I'm done.
Yeah. There's no point trying to finish it at that point. But okay, good. And so we'll talk about those 2 games in more detail in a little bit. Anything else? Anything else on the horizon that you see that maybe a beta boy can't talk about just yet?
No, there is one thing I can't talk about till the 19th.
Nice.
So be checking out for that. That's actually very interesting. I actually wish I could talk about that. I did get a nice little preview of Cog reacting to the last bit of season 1 of Solo Leveling.
Okay.
It's a shout out to Cog. He reacted to like half the season in one day.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So it was like 6 episodes he reacted to in one day. So those are some. I
know people get a kick out of it.
I saw him react to him versus Icarus or whatever his name is, the Red Knight.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, remember the part in it where he throws the blades and he's like, "We gonna go hand for hand, bar for bar."
Yeah.
So I saw that's gonna be interesting.
Okay.
So I hope you guys enjoy that.
Very, very nice. King, what you been up to, brother? You were not here last week, right? You're hopefully feeling 100% better than you were.
Oh yeah. That day was wild, crazy.
It seemed like you was on the cusp of death.
No, it wasn't just the cusp of death. Migraines. It was just wild. Headache, and then I don't know what we went to what's that, the Cheesecake Factory, because she's never been to the Cheesecake Factory, and she was talking about, how all the girls be like, don't you take me to no Cheesecake Factory. So she's like, yo, how bad can this place be? So I took her. She was like, nah, they was doing that. That's a skit. It's like, that's a skit. I was like, yeah, because we paid a good grip amount of money. We paid $150.
Okay.
So it was just me and her. So what we did have was an Impossible burger, right, with truffle French fries. I had a mushroom something appetizer. We shared that. We ate that. And then we was packed. We really didn't want to have anything else, but we took a cheesecake home with us. And we didn't eat the cheesecake until that following Monday because I didn't feel good that Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, this place is nice, and like the ambiance, like the people, like everything. So I was like, yeah, cool. The cheesecake is the best cheesecake in the world.
This place is nice.
Yeah, for real. So she was teasing her daughters because I think one of her daughters said, I don't want to go to Cheesecake Factory, like she above it, but whatever. So she's like, I really don't think your man can afford it. But anyway, yeah, so that's that. I don't think I have food poisoning, but I think my stomach did not agree with what was in that Impossible Burger. So I don't know if they cooked it on the same grill as meat. I don't know if the French fries, they So again, I don't eat meat, and having it out of your system and then being introduced to your system will violently react in a way that's crazy. But I didn't die, but did feel like I was going to do something like that. I gotta give a shout.
You don't know what end is coming out of. Like, oh god,
bro,
you sit on the throne with a bucket too, just in case.
The toilet bowl and the shower is right next to me. So I just like, yo, how you doing? Like together as one, right? And I'll form the head. Pause. That's how I felt like. I felt like Voltron form arms and legs and feet and body. I felt messed up, bro. But I didn't get a chance to do my unboxing, and I didn't fight with these guys on Fight Night Friday. Shout out to Razor for hitting us up with the Wolverine V3 Pro. And this is the esports green edition. They know I love green. They know we stay mean, and green is the team. So Frontline Gaming news, we was going to get in on this, but I can't open it without doing the unboxing. See, Addict has one, but is a circumstance that caused him not to be able to do his unboxing. It's a federal crime.
I came home, my brother already opened it.
Yeah, so I told him to get him arrested.
He saw some Razor. See, he did that when we was in Japan too. I got it was this Game Sire controller. I came back and it was already out of the box.
Yo, Saul.
What is with Zach? What is he doing?
Saul, he opens it. Not only just to open the box to see what's in the box, he opens the actual package and takes out what's inside and looks at it.
That reminds me of Kai when we were younger. He's opening up games, popping it in, playing it. By the time I get home from work, the game is finished, is beaten, and I'm like, what the?
That's why I don't have brothers, because I would have called the cops.
Yeah, it is.
I would have called the cops. It's a federal crime. You open my mail, I'm locking you up. And you're going to learn one lesson. You're going to sit in jail for a night or two to figure it out. I'm locking you up.
Imagine explaining to your parents, why your brother's in jail.
I ain't gotta explain to them nothing because they understand the respect that Sav knows me. Sav knows.
We don't play that stuff, man. Like when you you
just said your brother do it, so you did play that. So.
Well, no, once I learned what he was doing, I stopped playing that. I was like, yo, chill, bro. Like I tried to be accommodated with my younger brother till I realized that he had no chill when it came to playing and beating games. Like he was just that much of a savant. And here I am going to work full time, school full time at that time as well. Coming home, buying my games, like going out every Friday. We'll go to Penguin Village, JNL, get my games, come back home. And then, like, for whatever, maybe I go out like Friday night or Saturday night, and then I have the weekend to play or whatever. When I come back, some of those games would be opened up and just like, I'm halfway through this. I'm beating this. Like, so no.
Wild evil, bro.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
But all right, so the games I was playing this week. Shout out for the individual. I got to see who he was who said that, because he tried to call me call me out on playing Arc Raiders. So he's like, yo, King, you pay like 2 hours in Arc Raiders, you can't cap for it, even though it's a dope game. And I'm like, you happen to be probably stupid or ignorant or both, because I have it on multiple consoles. Like maybe the console that you don't like, I'm playing it on, and I'm definitely playing it on Steam. So just because you don't see me rocking on Xbox all the time, I'm not a one console dude. I want y'all to really get this. I want y'all to wrap your brains around this, bro. I'm not. See, y'all like to look at those people that was running around telling you deaf to PlayStation and to hell with PlayStation, I'll never own a PlayStation, don't lump me in with those weirdos, right? Those individuals that tell you only buy one console and you got to live and die by that, those are stupid people. I'm a gamer. I buy everything. I just happen to love Xbox, but I buy everything until they do something stupid. They do something stupid, you're going to see a flip like you've never seen it before. And I know you're saying, well, they put games over someplace else. That's something stupid, King. No, it's not. It doesn't bother me. I don't care about them. I don't care about other people's enjoyment. I care about my own. Very selfish when it comes to my money and my games. I would lock my own brother up if he opened my stuff up. You hear these guys? They know this. I understand. I don't have a brother, but if I did, he would know jail is a certainty if you open my mail. Anyway, I have everything. I have a Switch too. I have a PlayStation. I have everything on PlayStation. I have everything on Xbox. I have outside games. I have an Atari console coming in soon that I can't wait to play. I don't limit myself. I think limiting yourself is just ignorance. Now, you can pick a side. Like, I want y'all to know this. One of your parents love your other siblings more than they love you.
Why you gotta give
All
people
right?
that reality?
I want you to know something. You may not be the favorite kid. Even though they have all the kids, they always love one more. So again,
don't let them fool you. Don't let them lie.
Don't let no. You always choose. So don't fool yourself into thinking that you the special one. You may be the hated kid. You may be the kid they wish they dropped off. Right? The one that always bumbling and stumbling. You don't know it because they make you feel good about yourself, but they love your brother, your sister more. It's just honestly. And I love Xbox more than I love the other kids. That's all that is. Like, I'll feed Xbox first before I feed the other kids. That's all.
The other children eat the scraps. That's what happens.
That's it. I walk around to them when I get to them.
They get the dregs at the bottom of the barrel. That's what happens.
That's it. So I was playing Reanimals this week. I could talk about that. I was playing Arc Raiders. I got a chance to play, I guess, some more 2XKO. Definitely playing Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals this week, they dropped Elsa Bloodstone. If you saw Werewolf by Night, you know who she is. She's in the lineage of the Bloodstone. She happens to have good power sets, good moves, and new battle pass dropped out this week. When I played a little bit of Fortnite, and I've been playing Final Fantasy Remake, trying to just end it. Falling in love with the game again after, and I want to be purely honest with you. The last time I played Final Fantasy 7 was when it originally launched. And this remake is completely different than whatever that game was. Actually, it's what the game that they promised. Graphically, it wasn't living up to what this thing is, and this thing is living up to everything that I have hoped for. I know some quirkiness, and I understand Japan more now, so I can overlook a lot of the quirky dialogue and the awkwardness and stuff because it makes sense to me now. In a way that wouldn't have made sense to me if I hadn't gone to Japan. So I understand things in a better light now. So the game actually flows different. And I'm not saying that it's the greatest RPG that I've played, but what I'm saying is it took one of my greatest RPGs and is giving me a different take on it. So I want to see exactly what it does. But other than that, that's all I've been playing. I didn't get a chance to play High on Life 2, which I'm going to do. But that's what I've been doing this week.
Talk a little bit about Dracula, because I want to see it this week. Okay. Talk a little bit about that, because it's another take on yet another take on Dracula. How is this version of Dracula?
All right, so this version of Dracula, the movie, we're talking about the movie Inside Cinema. Yeah. I was taken aback. Wifey told me, yo, it dropped. And I'm like, what Dracula? What the hell are you talking about? I didn't even know another Dracula was coming out.
Yeah.
Well, Salv and I saw the original, the Dracula last year. And there was a different take on Dracula then. It was a love story then in a way that hasn't been told. Now, this love story is told in such a passionate way. It takes The Notebook and shreds it and throws it in the bushes. It, like, if you want your girl to fall in love with you, it's the most unrealistic aspect of how a man would feel if his love passes. And that's how your wife wants you to be when she goes. She wants you to be like how Dracula is. It is the dopest take on Dracula. One of the best movies that I've seen in a long time with a spin on a story that is a well-known story. And everything from it is real vampire lore, but it gives you it in a personal, like, this is personal Dracula. Like, like you see Dracula putting on his drawers. This is that type of Dracula. So it's something that you need to go see. If it's out of the movies theaters by now, because, you know, movies only last 3 weeks now, I suggest you see it as soon as it comes out on streaming. But a fantastic movie, especially if you could catch it Valentine's Day, well, it passed. But if you could catch it this weekend. Take her. Tell her this is my love for you.
No, she ain't gonna want to see that. She's not about anything remotely horror related. She's not watching that. So
it's not even horror. It's not even horror. That's the wildest part about this. It's not even horror. It's actually love. Okay, it's completely love.
I'm excited to see it for sure. Anytime you tell me Dracula, a new version of Dracula, I'm in to watch it. Like, yeah, Nosferatu was great. Because a lot of people, you know, you could say you love Dracula, but, you know, sitting through old Nosferatu isn't necessarily the easiest thing to do.
Facts.
So, you know, to have that updated in the way that it was fantastic. And now to see Dracula again, one that kind of feels like it's in the vein of the Dracula that we saw back, you know, with Gary Oldman, Bram Stoker's Dracula, and Keanu back then. So
miscast, absolutely miscast,
very much miscast. But I still love that movie, and you know, it is really up until now, right? Because King is really, you know, talking this one up. It has been the best sort of adaptation of that book. So yeah, excited to watch Dracula. All right. So as for me, you know me, I don't get a chance to play that many games. So I did set aside time to play Reanimal this week, and excited to talk about it. You know, I'm a bit of a Tarsher fraud because I haven't played the Little Nightmares games, although I think I own 1 and 2. I haven't purchased 3, but I know I own 1 and 2. I just haven't played them. So
I haven't played 3. I definitely played 1 or 2.
Yeah. So excited to talk about that. Apart from that, yesterday, Valentine's Day. So yesterday, wifey and I went out, and you know, it's with a puppy in the house, particularly Pomeranians, that they're so attached at the hip to you, man. No matter what you do, it's really a problem. So we left her with her toys. We left her with her little Kong full of yogurt and yogurt and peanut butter. Right. Yeah. That'll keep her occupied while we walk out the door. And then when she realizes we're gone, she doesn't scream because she's like, oh, whatever. There's no point in screaming. They're gone anyway. So we went out yesterday and we went Broadway and we saw Buena Vista Social Club. And it is the story of a famous album that was put together by Cuban artists, basically kind of with like songs like salsa songs and classic old songs that are part of what the Cuban music movement was like pre-Castro, right? And obviously right in post-Castro. And you know, they kind of center the story of how this album came to be around this story of two sisters, one who wants to leave, you know, Cuba and make a better life in the United States, and then another one that, you know, kind of wants to stay there through all that's going on because she cares about the music. She doesn't care about, you know, they're both singers, and obviously they get a contract to go sing, you know, in the United States, to kind of leave all of that behind, and one of them doesn't want to do it, and it kind of details the story of these of the band and these sisters as they sort of age and what happened to them after, you know, making that decision to either stay or go. Fantastic music, fantastic. Everything is a live band. Bro, it was something else. It was really, really something else. I standing ovation at the end. It was really good. So if you want something,
checking to see what y'all doing in here. Checking to see what y'all doing in here. What y'all doing in here? I heard y'all off script.
Yo.
Let me call I'm gonna call the sponsors up.
I don't like this.
Somebody boot him up out of here, son.
I see y'all tearing up papers. I see Attic and King tearing papers up. What's going on?
Yo, Attic, lock the door. Lock the door. Lock the door. Yo, get past the cog out of here,
the
son.
Kingpin is on his way to do something he ain't supposed to be doing. What's going on?
Me and Marvin Clark Duncan about to do something right quick.
He's going to the chapel.
I say be gone.
I got him out of it.
Yo, savage, y'all. I love y'all. Listening to y'all die laughing on the car. I said, let me pull over right quick. They got me die laughing.
Just let me ask you a question.
Yo, what's up?
These people don't believe that you can have a favorite kid. Right. See, I mean, you don't have to worry about that because you're your only kid.
Is the kid.
No, but I heard that part, and you're telling the honest realities of life. You know when like you find out, all right, Santa Claus ain't real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The honest realities of life is there's always going to be a favorite. You know what I'm saying? Just that people are politically correct with it.
Jones inside the chat talk about, I ain't got no favorite kid. You lying, Black? Because your kids are sitting right next to you.
There's always a favorite.
That's right, son.
No. That's what's up. Now, keep it quick. I know you're about to drop the watchtower off.
Anyway. Most of the time, it's like the favorite kid. It's like the oldest or the only daughter or the only son or something.
The girls sometimes get it a lot. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it be the youngest too. Sometimes it depends. You never know how a family is. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that ain't me. That's y'all, right? That's okay. That's not me with the cops.
No, that's me. That's me. Shout out to the BX.
Oh, okay, because I'm like, yo, I ain't do that. Don't pull me over.
You know it's warming up a little bit, so you know how I go.
Yeah. No, I just want to keep it quick, man. Love y'all. Definitely miss y'all. I wanted to talk today. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I want to shout out. Dice was amazing, man. I want two major shout outs. I want to first shout out to my man Requeno, bro.
Shout out.
You know what I'm saying? ILP West King. You know what I'm saying? Family held me down. He's out there in Vegas. He was like, I got you. Gave your boy the royal treatment. Help me move around. Help me shake around and stuff like that. Vegas is funny because if you don't gamble, it is pure debauchery.
Debauchery.
And mad walking. Facts.
Did you
mad
do
walking.
The Undercity tunnel? Did you do the Undercity tunnel with the car?
I did not do the Undercity tunnel with the joint, but Requeno was putting me onto it. But I want to shout him out. Also want to shout out the legendary Tom Henderson inside the game and Mike Straw. Man, so much love. Getting a chance to really build with them. Obviously, for those who don't know, make sure you get on that Insider Gaming app. Get that Lords After Dark. But yeah, Tom is awesome. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mike. Shout out to everyone. Oh, shout out to John Sickabe Keiko. Now Day One, formerly of Xbox Era. You know what I'm saying? Got a chance to build with them. But as far as Dice, just real quickly, like Dice is amazing from a developer standpoint because you get to learn the process of making games. You get to learn as far as people making pitches, how crazy the industry. The High Guard news broke out there. Was out there, so that kind of hit. Dice Awards was amazing stuff, bro. It was amazing. I got a chance to build with a lot of people. Look forward to some special things happening for ILP. You know what I'm saying? Lognet in the future. It's an amazing experience. I will say that one of the highlights I would say was Sanford Interactive. They had like a workshop talking about storytelling and narrative. Attic, you would have loved it. Just breaking down like in the RPG, the progression of characters, how they created, and then telling a fluent story and stuff like that. And it was really dope. Obviously, at the Wars, a lot of people cleaned up. Shout out to 11-Bit Studios. Altus is in the building. They got one for me. But it was dope, man. Overall, it's definitely something I think, it needs to be done because it's just your peers rating your peers, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then also building and connecting. So yeah, it was dope, man. I have no regrets in there. Yeah, we got more stuff planned, but just wanted to say what's up. Miss y'all, love y'all. Definitely looking forward to coming back today. But shout out to Hyde, the family I gotta represent. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Congratulations, bro.
Much love to them.
Absolutely. Yeah, much love to the family. But look, I gotta do anything y'all got for me at it. Oh, and I got mad anime for y'all. I gave y'all mad slander. I did mad solo leveling. It was mad stuff going on, yo. Y'all gonna see. But that's all I got.
Solo leveling as much as you hate other.
No, I love it. I ain't gonna hold you. There was 3 parts, King. Because you know how, like, last quick before I go. You know how animes, like, I'm like, this dude he's a ringer. He's shacking things in the division.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he in there in the C and the D, and I'm like, it's only a matter of time. And I thought the anime was gonna play. We don't know who's doing it. Now, some dudes like, no, fam, I know that's you. So look, we blow up the spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like how they did that. Like the anime was aware You know what I'm saying? And then it soaked my intelligence. That you know what I'm saying?
We know what you're doing doesn't make sense, but we can't prove it yet.
Yeah, for real. We
exactly.
on your head.
How you and two E-level dudes went in there? Y'all came out alive. Like, nah, son.
How every time it go down, you above your head, but you pull it out.
You find a way to live. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, now they doing job classes. The joint is fire. I ain't go from a gamer perspective. It's one of the most fire joints. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that joint is dope. But look, I got a dip. I got a boogie. Love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hold it down, and I'll be listening to the car laughing and get back on script.
Nah, I ripped it up. I don't even know what it says. So,
you know, it's funny. Carl comes on in a tux and says, "Get on script."
Listen, man. I want more glazing. We got corporate sponsors to appease to. We got more shilling to do.
Put them up out of here. Put them up out of here.
So get to the shilling. Love y'all.
The shilling comes at the end of the show.
Everyone check the ILP chat when you can.
All right, for sure.
Back to you, Saul.
All right. Okay, so what else? Okay, yeah. So I was I was playing that. We went to see Buena Vista Social Club, and then we went to my spot plataforma.
Oh,
and
boy.
got my meat on pause.
Pause, bro.
And that was it. Just good to be able to spend time with wifey, because we just don't have the time anymore. So it's good to I was like, we're going out. We're going to see this. Almost didn't make it because wifey's has a penchant for being late to everything. And at Broadway, they don't play. When they close those doors, it's a wrap for you until usually the second act. And at that point, I'm not staying.
Send me the link, Addict.
To what? Okay. So that's it. That's pretty much it. So let's get into this first topic. And like Addict said, let's go. Oh, actually, no. Before that, I do want to mention something. Everybody, give a little love online to our brother, Sean Mason. You guys, a lot of us know him from the LSM community, and I've had the pleasure of hanging out with him both at PAX and our yearly pilgrimage to going to Met games with Astro Parrot King and Cog. This is something that we do pretty much every year. He just lost his mother. And,
oh my God!
As someone who obviously lost one of their parents just a little over a year ago, like almost exactly a year ago. What can you say other than that? It is probably the toughest moment that I've had in my life. So I know what it has to mean to him and how difficult it is for him and his family. I wasn't going to bring it up until I saw that Astro Parrot brought it up in the LSM community. I just didn't know, people's privacy. You don't want to ever overstep. But since it was brought up, so definitely reach out to Sean, show him some love. He is a wonderful member of this community. He's a teacher, just loves games from the bottom of his heart. Very passionate guy, and just a lovely human being. So yeah, just send Sean some love if you can. All right. So
quick change of plans. We have a guest coming in, so we gotta redirect some topics. Let's talk about State of Play and God of War first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Let's start with State of Play.
You send it to him?
Yeah, I sent it to him.
Okay, cool.
Okay, give me a moment. So let me get, because I had this open. Yeah. I had this thing open, and then my computer bricked. So so State of Play this past Thursday, we had a State of Play from PlayStation. And State of Play.
The description, Addict.
Oh, okay.
So I can retweet this out now. Dragonfly. I think Dragonfly is a smart man. And my personal relationship with said developer.
Yeah, so State of Play. It's gonna be an interesting conversation.
Don't worry about that. I'll take care of it, King. Just keep going.
All right, no doubt.
So the PlayStation had a State of Play this past Thursday. And, State of Plays can be kind of up and down, right? Just depends on what you're looking for, right? And this is the first State of Play in a bit that really, just kind of floored me, man. It felt like what we used to get from showcases, right, from them. I think they kind of deaded the overall showcase format. So even sort of their summer State of Play, which is where you kind of expect to see the hugest reveals and stuff like that. It feels like it's still under the State of Play banner. So yeah, man, again, let's talk about it. We can go game by game and sort of talk about, you know, what happened there, or everybody can just sort of talk about what kind of stood out from the state of play. But overall, for me, it was like a 9 for me, man. There were things announced here that I was just like, oh God, thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
And you know, at this point, I don't know what games have come out as being like multi-plat day one, or if they're going to be
15 games.
Yeah. So a lot of these games I may not actually play on PlayStation, but to see these games, you know, be announced and have an idea of what this year is looking like, which is already looking kind of bonkers, to have more games added to sort of that lineup is kind of insane. So yeah, you guys tell me, how do you guys want to handle it? You just want to go, you know, up and down the list?
Yeah,
and
we
briefly talk about everything. Okay. So kicking off the state of play, we had Kena Scars of Cosmora. This is the second game from Ember Lab. You may remember early on in the PS4's life cycle, we got Kena Bridge of Spirits. Well, we got the announcement, and then it took a while for the game to come out. And I remember seeing Bridge of Spirits and thinking like, I can't believe this is. I have to see it to believe it, because it's so pretty. And
it looks like a Pixar game.
It does. And then from a studio this is like their first outing, I was like, wait a minute, this can't be true. And when the game came out, like, it delivered. It looked that way.
But it looked like that, but it played like a first studio game.
There were certain things about it in terms of gameplay that were simplistic, that it feels like they've already sort of addressed in just this trailer that we saw of Scars of Cosmora. So yeah, I was super impressed with the original as a first outing, and this looks like they're looking to take it even further in terms of the combat. One of the things that was striking about the first game is that the combat was actually kind of challenging, and it's not something you expect from a game that looks sort of very cartoony, and it just felt like you would go into it thinking that it's a game more for the masses, and it had some real hardcore sensibilities. I mean, it's not a Souls-like or anything like that, but it was combat that you really had to pay attention to, and I super enjoyed that game. I was wondering when they would talk about another one. Obviously, they're not the biggest they're not the biggest studio in the world, so obviously, spinning up a sequel was going to take some time. Them, partnering with PlayStation again, it feels like the right thing to do. I kind of it was weird because it felt like they were almost going to announce that they had been acquired by PlayStation for whatever reason. It just felt that way. I was like, oh damn, this is because again, you see PlayStation Studios up at the top, and you're like, oh, they aren't a first party necessarily, but it is a second party game. But yeah, excited for Scars of Cosmora. What about you guys?
Yeah, I'll be excited when it comes to Xbox.
Which the first one did, right? Eventually.
Yeah, this one's coming too. I mean, listen, PlayStation is going to continue to money hack games. It's good that you started off with a money hack game. It's great. It's because you really didn't have anything of your own to really show. So, of course, you start off with somebody else's that you paid for. And then it come out on Xbox in like 6 to 8 months after the fact. But
this is not the general thinking of the rest of the Iron Lords podcast, just so you know.
That's him. That's him. So, I don't think he's jumping in day one. I don't think anybody's jumping in day one. But at the end of it, you jump in everything. But
pause.
Yeah, pause. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I look forward to it on my Xbox platform. It was a great game to show what I can look forward to coming soon. I mean, it looked better than the first one. It looked like Beast of Reincarnation with the dog with the tail thing. I was like, oh, cool. Everybody's kind of lending off of each other and leaning into each other's thought process and their ideas. So yeah, man, can't wait for it. Can't wait for it to get here. I mean, what I did notice is that every game is coming to the real consoles and missing the Switch. Shout out to Don Otaku not getting none of that stuff that he saw.
Why I gotta get a drive by and smoke just for
Don Otaku is always gonna get these hands, son. These hands is rated E for everyone. Especially Don Otaku.
Shout out to Don Otaku and the Switch 2 love. I hope it does make it to the Switch 2.
It does never show up. If they didn't get the first one, they damn sure ain't getting the second one. Shout out to you not receiving anything that you saw.
that is kind of crazy because, like, if you're on the Xbox, even with how inconsistent Xbox be getting games, like it is wild. If you're like on a PlayStation, like PlayStation State of Play or something, there's a good chance none of those games are coming to you if you're on Switch. Like,
Fact, yeah. You got Jesse Jackson face. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. You can do
I will say,
it.
I will
the
say
best games,
that-
the best games are coming to Switch 2, aka Castlevania. So
I will-
he cares about.
I will say-
The games that they can do.
I will say that I did play Resident Evil 9 on the Switch in Japan, and it played very well.
That's
Yeah.
right. That is right.
Yeah, Capcom cares.
That RE engine doing work, man, for sure. All right, so yeah, Addict, what was your thought about Kena? Did you play the first one?
I played a little bit of the first one. I didn't beat it. I do feel like every title deserves the opportunity to expand on the original ideals of the prequel and make it better. Because if you look at like some of the best games that's ever existed came from sequels. So and without the sequel, it never would have. Mass Effect 2, Uncharted 2, like some of the best parts of the franchise came from the direct sequel of the original one. So it's nice that this game got it. Kena was a great foundation. I think we all said that.
Yeah.
I remember I made fun of the trees and stuff behind it not going with the wind.
They move now.
Yeah, they move now. So I guess I wasn't bugging because the developers they did that just for me. They did that just for me. They said, Addict, you ain't gonna complain.
Bag was a little different this time around.
Bag was a little different this time.
No, they probably saw ILP. They probably fans of the show and saw Addict say, "Yo, the trees ain't moving." And then
developers like, you know what? Developers like, you know, he kind of right. So it's nice that the game definitely looks like a big glow up visually. I don't know how like mechanically well it's gonna get a glow up, but visually it definitely looked like a glow up. But I'm interested to see the overall scheme, how they do things in the long run.
Nice. Okay. So next up, it was Ghost of Yotei Legends getting a release date. It's coming out on March 7th on PS5. I never played Legends for Ghost of Tsushima, but people really, really enjoyed that game. It was a multiplayer sort of co-op thing that you could all. Did either of you guys play it? Because I never played. I know Cog played it.
No,
you didn't. You didn't play it. Okay, I didn't
play Legends, but
yeah,
heard it got raids
looked like
and stuff.
Something I would play though. Like
yeah,
Legends. I just like these days. I don't have time to like dedicate to like grinding to becoming like raid ready.
Yeah,
like, I'm done. That part of my life is over. So like,
yeah, so
like it died with Destiny.
Yeah, more cutout content from a game that should have served up complete when it launched in 6 to 8 months down the road. Here we go with the new content that was just held back to give you more engagement. And we're going to give it to you free so you can be thankful. Yo, it's like going to a restaurant and you order a burger and fries.
There's nothing to be mad at. There's nothing to be mad about. There's plenty of single-player game to play there right now.
They give you a burger and fries, and at the end, when you finish your burger, they bring out your lettuce. Yeah, here's the lettuce for free with the tomato. This is dope. You have this. But I brought it. I wanted it all at the same time. Yeah, but we felt that the lettuce and tomatoes go better later.
Afterwards.
Right? After you finish the burger.
Go down better afterwards.
So this is how you're supposed to eat your burger. Bro, I'm sick and tired of these dudes acting like they're giving you new content and it's just cut out content that they saved from beginning.
So the fake outrage aside, I'm sure there are plenty of people excited about this. People love that Legends mode in the first game. I'm sure they're expanding upon it considerably in this one. I see that you play against the demonic versions of the Yotei 6, so that's cool. Yeah, it seems like it's a very cool concept. Yeah,
it looked mad bootleg.
Why I gotta look bootleg?
It did.
You like passed it on to someone else to do it.
Yo, they was like, "Yo, have Timmy do it." Like, it looked bootlegged, son. I'm just like, whatever.
Moving on to Yotei Cats is No More Strays. We got a release date for Death Stranding 2 on the Beach coming to PC.
Let's go.
And it is definitely not a year. It is so.
That's how you know the bag is weak.
So yeah, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach will be available on PC March 19th. That excites me because that's where I want to play that game.
Tell him, Tom. You gonna play it where?
I'm gonna play it on PC.
So when you're at work, you gonna take your Xbox Rock Ally with you?
What King considers to be an Xbox, I'm gonna play it on PC. I'm gonna do that.
Facts though.
But yeah, I like the fact that they highlighted the stuff that there was going to be improved on the PC version. The report includes what is quality of life improvements, is unlocked frame rates, ultra wide support, DualSense controller support, which is cool because honestly, this game is built from the ground up to kind of use a DualSense. So I'll do that. Upscaling and frame gen. So all of the bells and whistles you expect in modern PC games will be there. Hopefully running nicely day one. We will see, because usually that's not what happens. But we'll see. Yeah. So that's good that we're getting Death Stranding 2 quicker than we did with Death Stranding 1 on the PC. All right. So afterwards, we got Bad Robot Games sharing some.
You know what I find hilarious, King? He didn't ask me, but I pitied on Death
Oh, my bad.
This man knows I don't care about Death Stranding.
That was subconscious. It really was.
He was like,
since we know Addict doesn't give a rat's ass about no Death Stranding.
Look, I will say that I played the first one a little bit.
Yeah.
And it did feel a little bit more than just like a FedEx simulator. But still,
that's exactly what it is. I mean,
it's
that's
about walking.
Yeah,
like I could do that on the treadmill in the other room. Like I don't gotta see Sam do it. I think that's his name, Sam. Like I don't gotta see him do it. I could do that, and I should probably do that more than he should. So.
Yeah, I mean, but everything that I've heard about the second one is that they addressed a lot of the issues people had with the first one. Combat wise, they're saying like if you liked Metal Gear Solid 5, you will like what they've done with Death Stranding 2. So that's exciting for sure. If you thought the first one was just kind of that and not combat heavy enough or things like that, so they did a lot there. So we'll see. All right, so like I said, Bad Robot Games talking about 4 Loop. This is their whatchamacallit. This is Mike Booth's game, and it's a co-op shooter. What did you guys think of this when you saw it? I know you guys were commenting on it live. What did you guys think of 4 Loop?
Kind of hard pass for me.
Yeah,
it looks interesting. I'm willing to give it a shot.
Not me if I got to pay for it.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of part of the conversation now, right? Are these? I think whatchamacallit. The $40 price point has kind of settled in as acceptable for these type of games, right? And we're probably going to see that price point for Marathon. I don't know.
The problem is going to be like not every product is going to be a Helldivers type of product, and then every company is going to ask for that money. So
yeah, and the gamer is not going to think that every company warrants that money. So we'll see how it does. Obviously, their high guard is not in good shape.
It looked like Switchback. So. What do you mean? High guard is not in good shape. It's exactly what I told y'all. Y'all try to run from that smoke. Y'all try to tell me what it wasn't. I told you exactly what it was, and I said it was Concord 2.0, and y'all guys was like, nah, King, this one got a roadmap, and it's going to do X, Y, and Z. It did exactly what I said.
I have to remember that when he says you guys, he's not talking about us on the panel. He's talking about y'all. Them dudes, y'all know who y'all are.
Them dudes.
I ain't talking about
now
y'all.
all we're missing is like King doing like the hand, like them dudes.
Just saying, man. Yo, we gonna stop. You know what it is? Addict like to do. He likes to talk about toxic positivity, how it's actually disruptive to the industry.
Right.
And I agree with him.
No, it destroyed the industry.
Because
we're the apocalypse that the toxic positivity established.
You guys keep saying stuff like, "Oh, that game is good," knowing it ain't good, knowing it don't look good. The only way a game learns from its mistakes by giving truth and honesty. And you guys like to lie. That game look real good. Shut up. No, it don't.
I enjoy when I play high guard. I do feel like they needed to drastically change things around to like
me too.
A more of appealing. But I will agree with 98% right, King. That,
Thank you.
When it comes to like that particular thing, I do feel that like people want to put the like what happens in the industry on everyone else but the developer, the people that made the game. Sometimes they just made bad calls. And
I want to see.
That's not my fault. That's not Saul's fault. That's not King's fault. That's not the internet's fault. That's the developer's fault. Sometimes you just make bad calls. And in order to, have a better industry, you need to be able to take accountability. Yes, maybe I shouldn't have made this way. Maybe I should have did more open things.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have, expanded on who played the game to get more feedback from a variety of people than just us. Because at that point, you are developing in a closet and no one else knows what you're playing. We've never even heard of that game. And
that Jeff Keighley did.
And see, that works for single-based games. That works for games. Might not necessarily die in 2 weeks. What you could do that with those games. You don't have to show anything on them because they're either gonna live or die by what they show you. But when you have a games as a service, you kind of need the community that you want to appeal this to co-sign on it too.
And that's the
I
thing.
want to find out exactly where the Bitcoin went. That's all I want to know, man. Everybody wants to hear sugarcoat it. I want to know who got paid.
Right to somebody's Coinbase account, right out. I still fail to understand. I understand the argument about, hey, it's worth it to keep investing in this space because if you do hit, you're printing money for a long time, and I get that. But it's just there's such a small the percentage of you being successful is shrinking by the day, and the idea that you take this risk and put out this type of game in this an environment that feels saturated and hostile already. It's just you're asking for trouble, man. You're asking for trouble, and if you're gonna do it,
generally scared to make a game in this industry, because like. When your game don't hit, we gonna let you know.
Immediately. Yeah, that is true. So all right. Next thing up, Pragmata demo is now available. I didn't know this. I could have sworn the demo was available across the board on all platforms.
Yeah, I
once
think
they talked about it on Switch.
Yeah, I think it was, but for some reason they're just like trying to act like this is new information.
It wasn't,
because it's been on PC for like 2 months.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the same demo per se, but I just could have sworn that when they talked about it on Switch, that was it was out there for everyone. So yeah, not much to say. I the premise is very cool.
The biggest announcement from Capcom with Pragmata on the PlayStation stage was like the demo was there, and the fact that
what?
Oh, hold on. I was just looking. My joint froze on the screen. I was like, "What? Am I booted?" I was like, "Yo, they got me." So they sniped the kid. So again, another nothing burger. We're saying here a game that we saw already. Information that was already out already. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, I'm listening. I'm tallying up. I'm loading up my arrows, bro.
Excited to play Pragmata. What about you, Addict?
I was excited.
I've been a fan of this game ever since me and King played it at Summer Game Fest last year. And I kind of bullied my way in there.
I remember that.
It's even worse. So I bullied myself into it because we only got invite for Resident Evil and Omniusha. And so I walked up there. I was like, man, I'd really like to play because that was one of the games that had a demo.
Yeah.
It was the demo that they're releasing now for everyone. So they're like, yeah, I mean, we'll see what we could do. So they looking at the thing. We think we can fit you in 20 minutes. I'm like, cool. I'm like, can I bring him too? And she was like, looked at me, looked at like the person next to her, looked at me. She's like, let me see what I can do. But they ended up finding because originally I thought it was just going to be me and King would just take turns playing the demo that we were playing, but they found King an entirely different demo station. So.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm not gonna lie, that's what I thought Death Stranding was gonna be.
Right.
So I love the game. I think the game is fantastic, magnificent. I think it looks great. So
Saul, you got to read that super chat.
Hold on, let me see. Let me break protocol here.
It's on the screen.
It's Richie Torres MMA.
Hey, yo.
Richie Torres MMA, $5 in the chat. Why was Cog out here looking like a bad guy in a Tyler Perry movie who sleeps with the pastor's wife?
Yo, y'all are bad actors.
That is straight up a Tyler Perry movie stereotype. that is
Yo,
exactly what they look like.
Bad actors.
When it comes to Project, shout out to them for doing everything in their power to let us play that. But I'm really, really excited to play that game. Like, that's probably one of the top 5 of the most excited games. Because right now, I'm just only thing I could see is Resident Evil 9.
Well, I'm so high on the game. If you get a chance to see our Lords After Dark, where we become publishers, you get a chance to see how high I am on the game.
Speaking of publishers, I might have to make some switches here. I forgot about that. Hold up.
You mean like about that? A substitute or a trade?
Yeah, a substitute perhaps. Yeah, we'll see. But we'll see.
What's that substitute?
Come on, man. See what was announced here? You gotta know. You gotta know what it is.
There's a lot of stuff there. Yeah, I know, but I know what you're talking about. I know which one he's going for. He's going for Black Guy Lost. I know what he's doing.
So yeah, Pragmata out April 24th. Excited to play that. Yeah. And then afterwards, we saw more of Resident Evil Requiem, which I'm not necessarily a fan of. I don't want to see any more of this, but they decided to show more of the game.
Part of me is really thinking the amount of like hyper focus they're doing on Leon. This dude about to die. He's giving me hardcore.
It feels like a dull moment. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I hope not. But
well, realistically, he's like 53 in this game. Yeah. They live in a post-apocalypse world. They're like, by the time we come around with another game, he won't be able to even do anything.
So the funny part about it is another game that we saw already. Let's keep going.
Excited to play Resident Evil Requiem in a couple of weeks.
I'm
extremely excited.
It's like PlayStation operates in their own ecosystem like nobody's seen these games already. This is wild crazy. Let's keep going.
So but yeah, the trailer ended with him going back to Raccoon City, going into the police department. So obviously
that was a
nostalgia.
Big moment when he opened up the door.
Yeah. And and people that are, kind of sniping little things in the trailers and stuff. So apparently his car from like the beginning of RE2 it's still at the gas station. Yeah. It's crazy. So, little touches like that.
Well, I mean, who would move it?
Right. No zombie gonna get behind the wheel and move it. It's true.
The zombie valet.
go park it in front of the
I think the only way I could see it moving is if like someone trying to get out of Raccoon City, like stall and had gas and try to drive off with it. But I mean, it wasn't when all that happened. It wasn't too long after that whole incident that they nuked the middle of Raccoon City, so that they dropped the bombs on Raccoon City.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that they blew up all of Raccoon City. No, they blew up sections of it.
Yeah, they did.
I didn't think there'd be a police station left there.
All right, up next, this is for me, maybe King, and maybe Cog. Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered.
Yes, oh God, yes.
So Defiance is the final chapter of the Blood Omen / Soul Reaver saga, and you play as both Raziel and as Kain in it. Wow, I don't remember details of this game. I played it so long ago, but the idea that like it's getting this makeover, you're gonna get new character skins. They're gonna add some levels that they had, they didn't have. There's also whatchamacallit, they're gonna give you a demo of what was supposed to be the sequel to this that somehow it never made it out. They decided to kill it, but for whatever reason, like here you go, play this. I think that's what it was. So and apparently it's also getting like a 2D action game in the vein of a Sons of Sparta type thing.
Yeah, it's called Ascendant.
So yeah, I mean, I'll take as much Legacy of Kain as you want to give me. And
they both come out in the same month.
Yeah. And I would really love for them to go back and redo Blood Omen 1. That would be amazing. And really give it a modern glow up. That would be something else. But yeah, so I'm excited to play some Defiance. Because Defiance, I remember back in the day, Defiance was a pretty game.
Oh, snap. My man has shaved off everything.
Ooh, what are you watching? Yeah,
I'm looking at David Jaffe.
What's up, fellas? What up, Jaffe? What's going on, brother?
Oh, I'm just waking up. How's my audio though? I worry.
Sound great.
Good. It's fine. Okay, cool.
Yeah, sound great.
All right. So we're just going down the list of everything that happened at State of Play, and then we're making our way towards the big reveals towards the end. So right now we just finished talking about Legacy of Kain Defiance. How do you feel about Legacy of Kain, Dave?
It was never a big thing for me. Like I remember playing. I want to say we got a build of Blood Omen, which was the top-down one, right, for PS1. And I remember sitting in someone's office up in Foster City, and I think we were considering publishing it, and they were just kind of tossing it around the studio, like, "Hey, what do you think? What do you think?" And I liked that it kind of, my first instinct was it was like, oh, it's like a grown-up Zelda, because it back in the day it was one of the few games that was that kind of gameplay. But it wasn't like a little, anime RPG thing. It was like, vampires and violence and shit, which I thought was cool. But it never really landed with me. And then I never really played Soul Reaver that much. So it wasn't. I'm glad it's coming. I don't think it's not for me, so I can't really speak to it. I'm sure the fans are excited. I know there's a lot of fans out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
well, Jaffe, you could have just said it's not for me, but you had to fucking talk for 40 minutes. Look, I just took my Ritalin and it hasn't kicked in yet. I'm not even fucking with you. It's right here. I literally just put it in my mouth.
So the fact that he just took it, let's get over to the main event.
No. Well, the main event, you'll want me on it for there.
I don't. I want you free roll.
So Jaffe, Cog would scold me if I didn't remind you that today was the Lord's Day. So we have to try to be. This is not Lord After Dark. I would love to have you on Lord After Dark. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Lord's Day.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, Jaffe.
I don't see Cog here.
That's right. There we go.
Hey, I don't
ripped up
either.
That script.
I just listen. I followed the script, and then you can do whatever you feel like you need.
No, whatever you guys want. I appreciate you having me. Thanks for reaching out.
We have to. Try to do your best to
do your
best.
Just so I'm clear, when you say the Lord's Day, you're talking about don't say bad words, or you mean don't?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's it.
He's like, I gotta clarify. What do you mean?
Because I thought, I thought the Lord's Day was just, capitalism, but you mean like the actual? Okay, I understand.
Yes.
Ready for it.
It's one and the same as both things.
I know.
So
so let's get to it.
I mean, looking at this list, this is a long ass list. So let's not do all of that. I don't know how long we have you for. So
we don't have them long.
Okay. So before we jump into obviously your reactions to the God of War trilogy and Sons of Sparta, just quickly, what stood out to you from the entire State of Play?
I mean, I liked it. I know there was a lot of people saying it's the best State of Play ever. I mean, I don't know to compare it, but I mean, I thought it was good. I'm John Wick. I don't know what the game's going to be, but I think that's a great game to be being given a AAA treatment. I'm excited to try Marathon. I'm glad that they reiterated that that's going to be a free game for a couple of days. I think it's like 4 days coming up. Saros, however you pronounce it. I am very excited for that because I loved Returnal, but I was rubbish at it because it was a rogue light. No, it was a rogue like, and this is a rogue light. Yeah. Which thank the God. Speaking of the Lord's Day, thank the Lord. Because I thought Returnal was just excellent, but it was just too punishing for me. And so I'm excited for this. It's kind of cool because it seems like they realized they have kind of something special there, but they probably tuned it and they made some decisions that intellectually, like at a design class, were probably good decisions, but it probably really hurt them in the market. So I'm excited for that. I'm looking at a list to see what else. It was Silent Hill wasn't there. But but it was announced right after, really, right? So in its own showcase,
afterwards.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm a huge fan. I thought Silent Hill Remake 2 was phenomenal. I thought Silent Hill F, I mean, both the Silent Hills, respectively year-wise, were my favorite games that year. Love Silent Hill F. The new one I'm super excited about.
The Hood Edition. We can't wait to play the Hood Edition.
Well, I mean, it's coming. You know, I'm excited, but I mean, I love that Annapurna is getting involved with it at a level, you know, because even though the talented Annapurna executive-wise, they've moved on to a different company. There is that kind of pedigree there, so I'm excited to see what that is. Obviously, Castlevania looks amazing. I'm excited for that. I downloaded the demo for that Octopus game, so that's cool. I mean, the 007 game looks great. The Star Wars racing game, I'm interested in. You know, I'm not like, oh my god, I was an adult when the Star Wars Phantom Menace came out, so I don't have a strong connection to pod racers. But I know a lot of people love it. The thing with the chicken looked pretty damn good. Project Windless, I think it was called. That looked pretty good. So I mean, I could just go through. I mean, you know, the one that's probably not on people's radar that I really liked was this Yako Shinobi Ops. Only because I love games like Desperado, Commandos, the kind of, you know, stealth action.
But it looked kind of like Tenchu to me. Like it had a Tenchu feel to it, but it was like a co-op Tenchu. Because you had
is it co-op? If it's co-op, I'm not interested. I thought it was more like Desperados, where you had like a band of ninjas and you could click on them and send one guy over here and one ninja's going and climb up the wall. You know, it was more like that kind of game.
It wasn't super clear, but I mean, it did kind of have that look to it, right?
You could do that. Maybe.
Yeah, but it did. It was great. It did evoke Tenchu definitely for me. Like there were two characters there that specifically looked like Ayane and Ricky Maru. So yeah.
You know, it's funny when the Silent Hill thing came up and Cog and King was like, finally we got a black dude in Silent Hill. I was like, this is the one thing where you should probably try to not be part of.
Nah, I want to be inclusive.
King was like, nah, black people need this drama too. We need this drama.
No, because the thing is, a person of color, any wild things going on, I'm out. Like,
I want to see how they handle it. I want to see if Tyrone is really about that.
I'm not trying to investigate anything. I'm not trying to figure it out. Why is this room
but that's
suddenly full of
the Spanish version. That's what
King will be like. There's gonna be like an old lady screaming for help in the building. Oh, that's her problem.
Exactly. But I want to know if they're gonna keep it good. If they're gonna keep it hood. Like if certain stuff makes sense. Because I saw Silent Hill F. I didn't get a chance to play it yet, but I'm gonna get into it.
He's like, of course they give the brother a gun.
Nah. I want to see what's going on. I really want to see what's going on with it, and it's gonna be purely jokes. I'm gonna stream the hell out of that game. I am absolutely going, and I'm gonna tell people, nah, they got this part of the conversation wrong because he was supposed to say this and he didn't say that. I want to know what it is, and I think that was I think Konami.
They should do like what Sucker Punch did, where they made Yote, but then they went out and they said, okay, we're going to do a Kurosawa version. We're going to do a version from this anime director, and they should get like Tyler Perry. They should have the Tyler Perry version, and he's just like Hiller and all that. He's doing it as Medea the whole time. I think that would really.
Imagine Medea.
No.
Imagine Silent Hill with through the perspective of.
Someone can mod it. I'm sure it'll come.
That needs to be a movie. Like, who cares about the game?
I would take the RZA doing a Silent Hill game in the hood. I would take that any day with the musicality to it, but also with the sensibility, because remember he did Afro Samurai, and I love the dialogue in that.
I could just see like the twisted thing coming up to Medea. It'd be like, you guys got problems. Like,
I can't co-sign Medea, but I can actually co-sign.
But I mean, it has been interesting. I mean, I'm trying to be careful because Twitter will amplify things, and I didn't watch the live reveal, but I heard the chat was kind of unhappy with a black protagonist, as a lot of these people tend to be, these very racist people. But I haven't seen that on any other place, so I don't know if it's not really a thing or if people are actually upset about it.
It's not a thing because listen, for a long time we had a white protagonist. Who cares, right? And then we got a chance to have the Japanese protagonist, and that looked great, right?
It was great. Some people hated that too, though. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I mean,
to hell with them, right? Just don't buy the game. That's it. You don't have to speak. Just don't buy the game. I'm really enthused about it. I swear to God, I am not lying. This is not no like clicky thing. I don't care about that. I care about what I like when I want to play a game. Immediately caught me by surprise. I didn't know this was in the development. I did not know this was a thing. But now that it's a thing, it's a thing for me to get a chance to play it because I want to know if he's gonna do some black stuff. Like
my guess is no, he's not.
I think he would. I think he would, and I hope he does. I hope he goes. I think
it's more hope than anything.
Yeah, but you know what? I hope he picks up something and be like, nah, this
guy. Hold on. We got established. King, what is your definition?
What is black stuff exactly?
You know what black stuff? We aren't gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We know when we see some, we were like, oh, that's a what? What's that down there? Oh hell no!
Like I said,
I'm not going down
I'm not
there.
sticking around for any of this.
That's the Eddie Murphy joke when the guy says, "Get out." He's like, "Too bad we can't stay."
That's it. We gotta go. So like, see, okay, we know white stuff. White stuff is you're walking the building and you go.
If I see it on Scary Movie, I want it in this.
Fact. Like, but we know white stuff. Like when white stuff is when they go inside the building, they go, "Hello." We know that, right? We're not gonna sit here and act like that. Black people go inside the building, they don't say anything. You hear that? Like, the eyeballs and stuff. Please, just please. I just want it to be real. I just want it to be real because all the games have been real. I gotta play F. I want to see how real that is. But it's been really good.
Yeah, no, F is great.
All I'm saying though is if you just look, first off, here's how I hate to burst your bubble. Okay. But if you look at the way the character looks, and his name is Simon.
Yeah.
Right. And it is. He's going to be like Carlton from was it Fresh Prince or right? I mean, this is not, if you're looking for like
Tyrone.
Yeah, it's not Tyrone, it's Simon.
Yeah. Oh, please.
You're getting the Carlton.
You're getting the that's right. Oh, and on top of it, he's British. Yeah, he's British.
Oh, yeah, he's British. Reading has the hood too.
That just burst in his bubbles just that. Oh, he is
British. But if it's on PC, there'll be mods. So like I said,
right.
You guys can get somebody to put Medea in there, like
you can make the Silent Hill game that you want.
King will be like, I can't play it till they put the blackness in the game.
All right. So, anything else stand out to you from the state of play, Jaffe? Anything else?
Like I said, there's a that I played the demo for Mina the Hollower when it was out, I think a year ago, and it had some issues, but overall I really liked it.
Yeah,
I'm glad to see that's coming out soon. I heard you guys talking when I was coming on about Pragmata. Pragmata was only, or Mata, whatever you say, was only on PC as a demo until about a month ago or 2 weeks ago. So I don't know if there's a new demo, but I loved that demo. I thought it was great. Like I said, James Bond. What else? Beast of Reincarnation I'm interested in. I was more interested in it when Xbox showcased it, only because they could dive a little deeper, and it's a reminder of it works alongside a conversation about it's so cool we're getting so many great games on Game Pass and they all look quality, and maybe it's good, but standing with all these other games, it kind of got lost, I think, in a lot of ways, which I don't know if that speaks well or for the game. But I am, I'm curious about that one. I'm not a big Remedy guy. I appreciate them a lot, but I find their stuff a little too slow. But Control did look, interesting. I'm going to give that a shot. So, obviously Resident Evil, I can't wait for it. What I thought was really disappointing is this 4-loop game coming from Bad Robot.
Me too.
And I was surprised that was a first-party published game. I believe it's a exclusive because it says like Sony ImageSoft, or not ImageSoft, good Lord, Sony Interactive Studios presents, and then it goes to the Bad Robot logo. So, and I'm like, this is horribly generic and dull. And,
that the cupboards is bare, bro.
I don't think the cupboards are bare. I think nobody's going. Well, no, you're right. I mean, The cupboards don't have to be bare, but you're right, they are. And again, I mean, I don't know the relationship Sony has with Bad Robot. I don't know. Maybe the game is great, but you guys were also talking about High Guard. It kind of has that feel. It's like, did anybody stop to think that this needs to have its own personality and have like an aspect to it that you go, ooh, I want that?
My problem with it was immediately from the visual standpoint on a shooter. I don't like people shooting from the stomach. All the guns were here. I don't care. Like, pull a gun up. You know, like I'm super into that aspect of it, of a visual of how a game is supposed to look. Maybe you have, if it's a freestyle shooter, like if you're shooting from here, but then you can also like zoom in, bring the gun up.
Well, I'm sure there's aim down sights and stuff, but
I don't know. Didn't look like it.
I mean, if it plays well, it plays well. I'm there. But I just thought from, these shows are meant, these exist because they want you to judge their stuff, right? They exist as a marketing tool. So what they showed, my judgment was, wow, this is staggeringly uninspired and forgettable. And like, how is this coming from Bad Robot, which is obviously J.J. Abrams' company, and they do a lot of great creative stuff. Yeah. Kenna looked great. I enjoyed the first Kenna. I didn't love it because I thought it had some weird collision detection issues on some of the bosses that made me rage quit. But up until those moments, I thought it was really, really good. So the new one looks good. And then, Yote is my favorite action adventure game of all time. I adore that game. I'm not a big multiplayer co-op guy, but I did think Tsushima Legends was great. So I was happy to see them talk about this new one coming out in, I think, less than a month now, and it's going to be free if you own the game. So yeah, I thought it was good. I thought, it was some good stuff coming. Most of those games are going to be all over the place, as they should be. The exclusive stuff, what did they show that was, I guess, For Loop is exclusive? Who cares?
They had
obviously the God of War stuff's exclusive.
Sparta, and they had my favorite edition of God of War, the remake of the David Jaffe collection. Which I think is probably the only way they should have gone from the beginning. But listen, he knows how I feel about it, so I don't have to regurgitate the same nonsense.
He came in knowing you were gonna glaze. So let's
So what it is. He helped me get through some parts of my childhood with these games, so I don't give a damn.
Let's get to the glaze. Right? Let's do it.
Let's not get to the glaze, but let's get to the if those are the games we're talking about. But I mean, yeah. But was there anything else I'm missing from first? There was the fighting game, which I know I played the open beta or the closed beta. I don't know if you guys. I'm sure you guys have had a chance to play it. I couldn't stand it only because the tutorial was so long, and I quit before and I'm not exaggerating. It was like 40 screens of text with just text and an image, and then you had to go do it, and then went back to text and I don't imagine that's how it's going to ship. Yeah, but I couldn't hang with it. But I love the art style. I love Marvel. So that's an exclusive. That's pretty exciting. Are you guys fighting game guys? Like, did you play it and go, yes, this is a great fighting game?
No, it was certain aspects of it that they fixed later on. It was like with the blocking and the tag out buttons. They're learning. Okay. And I appreciate them taking the feedback of what we were telling them, what was wrong. And I do want that fighting stick. I'm a huge fighting fan. We do fighting games on Fridays. So I think they're going to get it together. I can't wait to play the next open beta of it to see how far along that they did make it, because they introduced a different aspect of the fighter that they had teams. Now, they didn't say anything about it. They just told you now you could just get all the X-Men together. And I'm like, okay, but so can we build our own teams based upon the Marvel lore? And they showed some the animation of the cartoon. If anybody knows, Gladiator is probably one of the strongest people that's in the Marvel universe. Yeah, the fact that he was being held up by his defeated and was held up by his throat. I don't know who it was that was doing it. I don't know if it was the Magus, because I was looking at the armband. I don't know if it's the Magus. I don't know if it's Warlock. I don't know who did that to him, but I want to know. I want to know who's the enemy. I want to know who are we fighting? Why is everybody banding together? So
yeah, but it's a fighting game though, right? So I mean, it could be Aunt May if you're good, and the guy playing Gladiator sucks.
No,
I mean, that's.
But they have a villain. So
in the narrative of it,
right? Okay. They gave you the storybook narrative of it.
If it was Aunt May, that was
please don't have Joe characters like that.
Aunt May done got in like one of the suits or something, and she's
yeah, or like Doctor Strange brings the corpse of Uncle Ben back, and he's causing it to fight and shit. I'd play the shit out of that.
No, please no.
Who's your main dead Uncle Ben?
No fighting games for you. No, absolutely not.
That's right.
But that there's a couple of games that they had, like the Suros, I thought looked really good. But these are games that we've seen already. This is what I talk about. I talk about games that we already known and we've seen, and then bring them back here to get that same crowd reaction, and then mix in a lot of Konami stuff, not bringing it down. But they did talk about new games that we did not know about, and that was the Sons of Sparta. Now we definitely want to hear that. And
to give them credit real quick, though, the week before, whether you love it, hate it, or indifferent, we did get a whole brand new game from Sony with the Horizon Hunter-Gatherers. So, you know.
Oh, you talking about the DEI game?
I didn't think it's
no, Jaffe. No, that game is complete DI. Anytime the black guy got on bell bottoms with an afro and he slides in and out, hey, look at it. He has on bell bottoms. And anytime that the Islander is running around with no shoes on and his chest out, and then the Asian character has to come out of the shadows with a blade, but then the white guy has to have a dad bod and he has to go around getting everybody, but he has a drunk white dude, an old rocker that's laid out drunk that you got to go pick up.
That's not DEI, that's America.
Everybody's included. But listen.
But my bigger point, though, that game aside, though, we did also get a brand new, if you're a Sony fan and you're like, that was pretty cool that they are releasing a lot more stuff now. There is a sense of an increased cadence. Now, whether the quality is good or not,
totally different.
Your mileage will vary, but I thought that was nice.
UI.
Unbelievable.
DUI.
All right. So let's jump into, the games, right? So the first thing, we see the great TC Carson come out and introduce that they're working on a remake of your trilogy, the God of War trilogy, 1, 2, and 3. Obviously, Blue Point did a remastered collection for the PS3, right? So the assumption is this is kind of a stem to stern, full-on remake of. And
there's 3 games, right? I wasn't clear on that at first, but so I understand it right. It's not one game called the trilogy.
The trilogy, yeah.
It's going to be 3 different games like Final Fantasy, right?
They'll release them. They'll release them individually throughout time. I don't think they're going to release them all together.
Yeah, that's one thing they didn't clarify, and that'd be again for this level of remake. If that's what we're assuming we're getting, then I don't think you release them all as one package, right? So,
make it as one game though. Like you could do like a new story that's almost like a 20-hour, like God of War 1 takes 5 hours to get through, and it's just the best parts of God of War 1. And
you want my pity, Jaffe? They about to Final Fantasy 7 remake us.
I think that's true. Yeah. That's what it sounds like. But I think that's great. I mean, cool.
As long as they do it correctly, I'm cool with that. Expand on certain aspects that wasn't available in terms of technology back then. But I don't want them to touch the story. Like, if they want to expand on some of the story, sure. But I want the cliff notes to be the same.
So tell us, Jaffe, what did you think about this announcement? What do you think you were gonna get?
So, I mean, the fact that they're calling it a remake and not a remaster, like I know a lot of people are, what about the camera, this, that, and the other. If you played God of War Ragnarok Valhalla, which I thought was really, really well done, my guess is that was almost sort of a test for them to see what this would look like with the Greek games. Because if you've played it, Kratos kind of, in some way, he doesn't really go back through time, but he has image shifts of like some of the moments, like on the Hydra ship and pushing the cage up the slope and everything. And I thought it, and it was Kratos of old without the beard and everything. And I thought it was great. I mean, it's a different game, of course. And so I know there are people on the internet I've seen that are like, we just want the same camera. And I would love there to be a remaster of the old ones, and maybe put in stuff that we had to cut because of time or technology. But I think this is going to be, I think what you saw in Valhalla is going to basically be what we're getting, but for the PS6, obviously. I'm sure there'll be a PS5 version as well. And I think that's cool. I think as it relates to the story, though, go with God, Santa Monica, because I don't think you guys have it anymore. Corey is off doing his own thing, which I'm very excited to see what it is. I loved God of War 2018, but I thought, they wrote themselves into a corner with it, and Ragnarok kind of shows that. I think Kratos has become a very dull character now. Atreus has not picked up the mantle. No one's, cosplaying Atreus on his own. It's you might see, it hasn't really seeped into the gaming culture, that character. And then I think it's gotten soft. I think Sons of Sparta, which I know we'll get to, is a game that reflects kind of a kinder, gentler Sony Santa Monica that I think doesn't bode well if you're looking for God of War to have the remake, to have the same sense of brutality, anger, sexuality. I could be wrong, but I give it 50-50 right now, because I learned about this game with you guys they don't keep me in the loop or anything, which they shouldn't. They don't owe that to me. I'm just saying that I don't know, but my guess would be, based on what we're seeing, they're probably going to soften it, because that's just who they are now. That's who their leadership is. And Corey, I don't know what Corey would say. Maybe he would agree with that. It's not like he's not involved at a meta level, but I know he's probably, balls deep into his own new thing. But I'm excited for it. I'm curious about it, because, and also I do think the directors of Valhalla are going to be taking on this game. And I thought that game was really good. And so it could be, we could be okay. That's why I say it's 50-50. I think if there's still people there willing to fight the good fight, I think we'll be fine. And I also know I had one guy call into my show who was the effects artist on all of the God of Wars up until Ragnarok. And he did Ragnarok and then he left. And he's told me that they're bringing back a bunch of the old guys, like level guys, art guys, stuff like that. Okay. So there is going to be a infusion of sort of some old guard, at least in the trenches of production. So maybe it's not, maybe I'm worried too much about it, but I'd give it 50-50 right now.
Do you think, because like instead of like focusing on Atreus or maybe another extension adventure after Ragnarok, and they're choosing to go back to the original trilogy and remake that, do you think that maybe they didn't necessarily see 2018 or Ragnarok fail, but they didn't see a future in that franchise unless they went back?
I mean, it's an interesting question, because the answer to that, I think, depends totally on, are they also still working on another mainline God of War? Like people have talked about Egypt or this or that or the other. If the answer is they're not, and the team that would have made God of War Egypt or God of War 5 or whatever, or after Ragnarok Valhalla, then I would say that's a problem, and maybe so, because I think you can write your way out of it, but I wouldn't know how to do it. But I'm sure there are very well paid people that you could hire to come in and go, how do we solve this? And I know a lot of hardcore new God of War fans would say there's nothing to solve. Fuck you, Jaffe. Sorry, God. Would God. Say, screw you, Jaffe. You're a moron. And that may be true, but I think Kratos he arced already. That's kind of the thing with the character. He's become a full, not happy, but that's like storytelling, right? It's like you get to the end of the story, and hopefully something in the story has caused them to grow or learn or whatever. That's traditional.
I always thought it'd be funny if Kratos had to modern Kratos had to have a conversation with the past Kratos.
Well, they did that. They actually did that
in that Valhalla.
Yeah, it was for me, it was very moving.
It was good that you saw him sitting on the throne and all that other stuff. I'm not as optimistic as you are.
Well, I'm saying 50-50. It will, either way they go, wouldn't surprise me. And maybe 50-50 is wrong. Maybe it's 70-30.
What would you want?
Oh, I would want it to be balls to the wall, gory as fuck and overtly sexual. And, because, there's two reasons. One of it is because that's what God of War is. And people who hear me talk about it, they often get confused, and it's probably my fault because maybe my communication style is a little bit too abrasive for conversations like this, but they get really, they seem to think what I'm saying is no characters should change. And I'm not saying that. But I look at Kratos like I look at the Hulk, or I look at Wolverine, or I look at, comic book characters, or Indiana Jones, or even Luke Skywalker. Look what happened when Luke Skywalker changed to The Last Jedi. People got really upset. It's like, that's not Luke, So I get that you can, with main pulp hero characters, you want to have them grow a little bit and adjust with the times. Batman in 1939 is not Batman today,
Right.
but it's the essence, the North Star of that character is still very much the same. And I think with Kratos, they really just, and I understand why Corey did it, but I think what they've ended up with is a character that's not super compelling. So my answer though is, I think they should do it because it's right for the character. And if it wasn't for the gimmick of look at Kratos now, if he hadn't been Kratos then as a property, no one would have greenlit that character. Yeah. There's nothing compelling about old Kratos other than there was a young Kratos and the contrast, right?
Yeah.
So now that old Kratos stands on his own as a character, I don't think he's that compelling. So I think they have to do it for that reason. And I also think the pendulum has swung back and is swinging back. I don't like a lot of the ways it's swung back. I don't like that people are now free to use the R word all the time now. And they think, I wish Trump, fell down a flight of stairs and wasn't with us anymore. I can't stand a lot of that. But you can't argue that kind of more red meat mentality is coming back in to pop culture. And it would be nice for Sony to kind of recognize that as well and go, you know what, let's red state the fuck out of this. Not in terms of politics, but in terms of sort of, we're not going to try to be inclusive for everyone. If you don't like violence, if you think titties are offensive, this isn't for you, and own the shit out of that. I just think it would be artistically satisfying as well.
I don't think that you're able to tell the original trilogy without living up to what the original trilogy was. Right.
Well, you can if it's better.
No, but I'm talking about in terms of the essence of the character. Like you talked about Marvel characters and keeping the essence of the character. I felt that they messed Wolverine up when they went down and told his origin story and turned his name into James Howlett. When they went down
the comic when they did that. Wolverine origin.
Yeah, so when they went down that rabbit hole with him and they started to expound on who they got too convoluted with it. They overthought the process of who this person was, and they could have did a different story with it. So now we're stuck with. That's why we went to Old Man Logan. Old Man Logan was what Wolverine's actual evolution should be, not his beginning. They wanted to separate themselves from the beginning of the James Howlett stuff. They wanted to just go back to Logan. So that's why they went to Old Man Logan. He's just as ornery. He's just as vicious. He's just as angry. And they had to make him angry based upon everybody's dead. You outlived everyone. This is your consequence, and this is who you are. They had to separate themselves from the bleeding heart James Howlett. Oh, we have to feel sorry for Wolverine because his father was abusing him and all this other stuff that went with it. So
just so I'm clear, though, when you're talking about Wolverine Origins, the comic from Paul Jenkins, and I like Paul. Paul wrote Twist Metal Black with me, actually, or as one of the writers. But Old Man Logan, the comic, I think came before. Are you talking about Logan the movie or Old Man Logan the comic?
So what they, I try to separate that movie stuff. I'm a comic guy, right? I try to separate.
Yeah, I thought I love them all, but Old Man Logan the comic is batshit delightful. If you haven't read it, go get the comic. It's awesome.
I think back to the Kratos thing.
Hey, we're talking comics. Sit the fuck down. Keep going.
language.
We're just talking about the how a character grows and how you can keep it compelling, right? And I understand exactly what you're talking about. I felt the same way with Kratos with 2018. Well, I felt exactly the same way.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like my biggest issue with Kratos in 2018 or Ragnarok is I felt like we didn't see the middle. Him with the wife, like we didn't see the softening phase. We just saw the soft phase. It's just like, and even with that, someone that was that crazy in the original trilogy, in my opinion, could never result back to that person at any time. Like I felt like if we would see more outbursts where Kratos like got mad enough where he started acting like the old Kratos, and then he had to like calm himself down, like, yo, I ain't that personal. But it just felt like it went straight to, oh, now I'm like a pacifist, but I still fight people. Like,
but I see where they're going back to the original trilogy, trying to give a hard reset of that character. Maybe we do get what Attic says. Maybe we do get that after that the trilogy comes out. We get that.
You want that?
I don't want it. I'm telling you, I don't want it. I want a remake of what you originally did.
You want a remake 2018?
Right? No, I don't want that shit. Oh, I don't even like that character. But I want a remake of what you've done with the glow up. Like we've seen every game get glow up. We've seen Resident Evil 2. That was phenomenal.
Yeah, that game's amazing.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an explanation of that story done in that type of care and that type of love. And you can only do it if you stay true to the character.
Okay, you asking you two, because like I love the God of War, and I think that's why I like really gave this state of play like a whole lot of high praise, because I consider God of War 3 is like the best action adventure game that's ever been made. So, you know, do you think that they should make the old God of Wars and like the type of gameplay that the new God of Wars are? Do you want them to go back to that style as well? Like,
well, I think if they're going to call it a remaster, I would love that. I don't know how to feel. I don't know what their agenda is on this, but I would not be surprised if they were pretty much going to take the offensive parts of God of War that they consider offensive and kind of almost like write those out of existence. And then it's going to be kind of like Lucas with the remakes of Star Wars. It's like, these are now the real canon. Mm-hmm. And yeah, there are those old God of War games, but that's not our Kratos anymore. Right. I get a sense that some of the leadership there, not necessarily at the Herman Hulst level, but at the Santa Monica level and whatnot, there's kind of a shame around it. Like, oh, and again, I'm just reading into it. No one's ever said this to me, but just, when you play Sons of Sparta, right, they're kind of doing what you're saying. It's like they're over explaining a character that's designed to be very comic booky. And you can have him evolve as the times evolve, but he doesn't have to lose his North Star. So, I would expect them to do, like I said, I think you've convinced me that it's probably 70% chance they're going to, do some, take the retcon brush to it a little bit so they line up better. But I'm just guessing. I don't know.
I mean, if you think about where they're starting the TV show at, right? They're not going back. They're starting it at the Norse sort of storyline. So it's like, which is that bothers me, because again, it is to your point.
Do you get credited on the TV show?
Oh no.
Like as far as creator, no.
I mean, it's not like anything else. We're more like the old Marvel guys, right? Where it's like we and again, I never had a problem. I'm not saying
that you're asking for it. I'm just saying.
No, well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love it. But that's not the deal I made with them. They treated me, I've always been very, they were incredibly generous with bonuses and salary and insurance. And I got almost pure creative freedom to play in the biggest playground. So I don't have any resentment for it. But don't get me wrong. If they want to call me and say, hey, would you like a percentage of this? I'd be like, sure. But that was never the deal. So I don't have any expectations.
Even your name saying, like the creator,
No, because even that, I mean, when you see that in other media, it's a union issue, right? Like how our video game journalism and stuff says, they'll oftentimes, and I'll do it for the algorithm on YouTube, the creator of God of War, the co-creator of Twisted Metal. But that's, in other industries, it's more of a credits union defined role. Okay. And you can negotiate for it. But how do you really say who the creator
When it was a group of
it's like, was it me? Yes, but it was also Charlie Wynn. It was also Corey Barlog, Shannon Studstill, Tim Moss. What aspect are you talking about? So I would love it, but I don't expect it.
Okay.
Yeah. I think my thing when it comes to God of War is just like they know. Here's the thing, like I feel like if they like took a paintbrush and like, that this wouldn't be acceptably something that would be accepted in this kind of culture that we're in now. It's like at that point it's like, but this is Kratos. Like Kratos was wild. Kratos was very aggressive. Kratos didn't have a filter. Like that's Kratos. And to me, if you take certain aspects away from his core personality, you might as well not even do the remake.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. I think the biggest mistake, in my opinion, now, I see people in the chat saying that, but these new games sold better. It's like, yeah, but you have to understand all first party games are selling better now. Sony, back when we did God of War, the first series, most games didn't get up to 30 million, 20 million. You had a couple of outliers, but we were considered a very big success for that era. So,
and asking you, because you were back then, did bundles a lot more back then, like they do now?
Yeah, but I don't know if we ever did a bundle then.
Because a lot of the reason these key franchises for all these consoles sell so much is because they bundle it with the console too, and they consider that a sell. So,
like Horizon for sure. Horizon for sure. But yeah, no. So, but my gut would tell me if they ask me, I would say, you guys understandably you've read the tea leaves wrong. You think that the success of 2018 means people love new Kratos. And I would say the success of 2018 means it was a great game and it was such a clever thing to do, given who Kratos was and getting how long in the tooth those games and the way of portraying him had gotten. That was the success. And it was also just an awesome game. But what you ended up with was a character that I don't think can stand on his own. He's a great side character now. But he's not, he's not the star anymore. He's kind of a boring, Temu version of Joel, although Joel's dead. So at least we have Kratos now, I guess. But he's just, and Atreus has not become a character that people give a shit about for the most part. Yeah, and so I think now I would just caution them. It's like, if it were me, I'd go. Now, again, the old Kratos may not have a room. He may fundamentally have been too simple to survive beyond the games he was in, but I don't think he's currently a compelling character. I'm not interested at all in new God of War. Yeah. I'll play it because I love the gameplay and I love the franchise and all that because of my history with it. But like a great example is when they showed off Sons of Sparta and then they showed off before that Belmont's Curse Castlevania. I'm all over Castlevania.
Oh man,
that thing looks awesome.
Between the two games are like you can just look at it and see.
Yeah, I mean it's almost unfair to compare them, but
but here's the thing: it shouldn't be unfair. They're both made by prominent studios.
Well, Mega Cat. They do good work. I think this kind of was like dropped in their lap. I don't know.
I mean, Mega Cat. What have they done? I mean, they brought back the backyard baseball games, right?
Yeah.
And they did. WrestleQuest, which is a game that we covered, I think, multiple times at PAX.
And they did the Angry Video Game Nerd, which it was a very faithful NES style game. They're not a bad developer.
Not at all.
They're pretty
not
good.
At all. But
I
again,
think
when you look at
when you put like them announcing it here, them doing at a state of play, like people are gonna see. They're not gonna see the studio that made it. They're gonna see God of War.
Yeah, I hear you.
But, put Sons, like it don't matter what Sons of Sparta, whatever it's called. I can't remember the exact name. Like they're gonna. If you do a 2D, because it's published by PlayStation and PlayStation's funding it, they're going to expect a high quality 2D.
As they should. The fact that I've got people.
I'm not saying they're.
No, I know, but I'm amazed how apologetic the fans seem to be on this. Like, if you like the game, that's great. I've played about 6 hours of it now. As a game, as a standalone game, it's fine. It's a very benign. If it wasn't Kratos, it would be something you play at Steam Next Fest and you play it for about 40 minutes and go, okay, and you never think about it again.
Yeah.
There's nothing offensive for the most part about the game itself, but it becomes very offensive, at least to me, when they're going to say it's Santa Monica, it's first party game in terms of we're publishing it, we're approving it, we're greenlighting it, and we have oversight over it. And it's from one of their biggest franchises, not just at Sony PlayStation, but Sony. Like, you know, Sony doesn't have Sony's not Warner Brothers with Harry Potter and Batman, and they're not, you know, they don't have all of that. So God of War is one of Sony's as you know, biggest franchises. And so it's like, how are you treating it so poorly? It's like,
let's get into that. What, you know, I played a little bit of it. I don't know how much the rest of the guys have played.
I didn't play not a drop of it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I love pixel art games, and immediately I was drawn to it. I bought it immediately. I've played maybe like 30 minutes of it. So the one thing I can say about it is I'm not a fan of controlling a side-scrolling pixel art game with an analog stick. There is no D-pad control that I can find. So that's my gripe to this point. I have not played beyond that. So tell us, why is it kind of an affront?
Well, I mean, okay, so it's an affront because of all the things I said. If you're going to make, I am a huge fan of a 2D or a 2.5D, however you want to do it. God of War, Metroidvania. I've been wanting that forever, right? So even if they're going to go with this terrible character version and story, I want the production value to be there. Or if the production value is not there, that's okay, because I get the fact that, you know, I like that Sony's taking smaller gambles again, like in the PS1 through 3 days. But if you're going to go,
no choice.
Well, yeah, but if you're going to go with that budget, then you have to make up for it in creativity, right? So if it's like, yeah, the game is not a big budget game, but boy, I'll tell you something. It is freaking fun. Look what I did. I caught myself. It is the power of the Lord is coming through. But
raining down upon you.
That's right. But yeah, no, I mean, you know, he has a spear. What? I mean, there's no cool weapon. There's no interesting mechanics of the way he moves through the environment. There's no 4 or 5 new languages of puzzle solving of like, oh my God, this is a really clever, you know, because you can get away with the tepid visuals and the low production value if people are like, I mean, look at Vampire Survivors, right? If the game is compelling, you'll be forgiven for a lot. But the game isn't compelling. The visuals, to me, and it's subjective, are not compelling. And on top of it, you have and I don't want to play. I want to play Kratos. Why? Who? Oh, I don't understand why these people are obsessed with, you know, preteen teenage boys in their games now. It's like, stop with Atreus. Nobody wants to play Atreus. Nobody wants to play this dull character of Kratos before anything happened to him. At least not in this version. If you made him really interesting. Again, it's almost like what they're obsessed with. They're thinking they're writers and storytellers before they're game makers. Because if you look at Kratos now, he can't carry a franchise. If you look at this character, and I suggest your audience, if they don't know what we're talking about, Google it or share the screen of what this guy looks like. This is not a character that runs a franchise. He's just some kid in a loincloth with a spear. And I'm like, if you were giving me concept art for, hey, Jaffe, we need to make a new game, I'd go like, that guy wouldn't even make the first cut. He wouldn't even have gotten into the room, right? In terms of sort of concept art. So people, why they didn't make this like Kratos, you know, the classic Kratos, make it really bloody, really violent, really cool. Right out the gate, you're like, oh my God. Look what I just did in this 2D game. I didn't expect that. I'm a 3D guy, but holy cow. You know, I think they dropped the ball there. And I think if you're not going to do that, then you better production value the crap out of it. But when we're in an environment with Shinobi, which was beautiful, the Shinobi.
Yeah, that Shinobi looked really good.
Ninja Gaiden Ragebound.
Yeah.
Neon Inferno. Marvel Cosmic Invasion. I mean, we're coming off a year of some of the best 2D brawler and Metroidvanias in terms of production value that we've had in a very, very long time. And you follow it up with this that does, I'm sorry, but it looks like a cell phone game from back in the Nokia days. And I don't mean that like, I understand that there's artistry here, but they didn't even pick a lane, right? Pick a lane when it comes to, if you're going to go pixely, either go big and pixely. It just felt, it's like, if you're going to do 2D, then make it chunky and pixely, or make it hand drawn and flowing and beautiful, or give it a style or whatever. But it looks like it has no heart. So I'm very bothered by it. I don't like it, and I'm more bothered by the fact that this was allowed to be greenlit.
I agree with you.
This suggests to me what is it raises the question: what is happening over there, and how does it bear on God of War trilogy remake? But then again, it's easy to say the sky is falling, and then hopefully the sky won't fall. Maybe they just dropped the ball on this one. Who knows? But I don't like it. I'm very bothered by it.
Attic, how come you didn't tell me that my voice was low? Man,
your voice was good.
No, look at it. It keep doing it right now.
Yeah, no, but you sound fine though. I don't. Not you just boomed right now.
Oh,
so,
it did?
Yeah. So Jeff, is it just a straight 2D platformer, action platformer with like an upgrade tree, or is it Metroidvania?
It's Metroidvania.
I
it is.
refuse to pay for that game.
Yeah,
and it's $30.
Nope. It looks like a $14.99 type of thing. No disrespect, but at the end of the day, I value my dollar. And if you have other games out there that is hitting that $40 mark, that is giving you more production value, more value for your dollar, listen, we're in the time where this is what I feel. That game was supposed to be dropped in PlayStation Plus. That game, if you're gonna go this way, right? Dropping inside PlayStation Plus, you'll say, hey, we got an extension of God of War right now dropping. Because think about it this way, Hi-Fi Rush, and this was when they were with Xbox, dropped inside Game Pass. Day and date while we're watching an immaculate looking game visually, but gameplay-wise, it was fun, right? Musicality, fantastic. That level of dropping, shadow drop, Game Pass, fantastic. Could you imagine if you're a God of War fan and you say, man, okay, the game looks decent, doesn't look fantastic, it's not blowing me away, but it comes inside my service, it drops day and date, it's a shadow drop, and I get a chance to play it.
I don't think it would have mattered. I mean, I think that would have been great,
right?
But it's not, this game reminds me of when Final Fantasy, one of the Final Fantasies came out, and I think it was like called Kingglaive or something, where there was like a side-scrolling beat-em-up Final Fantasy that looked like it was done in Flash and stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was free, and it was a nice little. This is that to me. This is like, hey, did you get your Kratos? If you get all 3 Kratos cups at Burger King, you can enter the code and you can unlock this little game. That's what this feels like to me. And I see you in the chat saying I only played 1 hour. No, I've played 6 hours of this now. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that that's, for some people, you have to platinum anything to have an opinion. But here's a news flash. Most people
are not
if the game isn't good, if it's digital, at least on Steam, they'll return it because you have a 2-hour return policy. So the idea that if I can't judge a game within an hour, let alone 6 hours, that's not a me problem. That's a problem that your expectation should be, it grabs you almost immediately and you're engaged on some level.
The thing is too, is like, it's not like you're claiming, oh, I think the game is trash. Like, you're being very transparent on how much you played it.
Yeah.
So let's play a little show.
You're sounding far away at it. And
is that better?
Yes. All
right. It's because I wasn't looking at the screen. So let's play a little show and tell. Let's look at the games that we are referring to, and I think it's this one. All right. So here's Shinobi. Here's Shinobi. The notice.
And you got to make this move if you can show it moving, because it's beautiful in motion.
I mean, let me see. The problem is I don't know how well this does. Hold up. You guys keep going. I will find YouTube videos of all of them.
Yeah, sorry.
Shinobi is a work of art. Like it is moving art.
It still makes me believe that they're doing things. Hiroki came in and says we have to be profitable. We have to scale back a little stuff. We're gonna have some titles that is gonna be this amount of money. These titles is gonna be this, but we're gonna have to fill up our coffers with a lot of these type of games. And I think that these are the type of games that we're going to be seeing more of. I saw 2 animations. It was an animation where the Kratos character was standing still and with his spear, and it was another character that was behind him. They had the same exact still animation. All right, so that means you didn't even care about Kratos enough to give him his own still animation. Remember, we used to let Sonic just sit there just to see what Sonic was going to do if we put the controller down and he moved. So we wanted to see, what Knuckles would do if we leave Knuckles there and what Knuckles would do. It is just the care of the product. In my opinion, it's cost cutting. Again, this should have been a free game inside PlayStation Plus for me.
But the problem with the cost cutting though is I think it's important to not link the cost with the quality, because I'm a big fan of them saying, look, these games are getting way too expensive. We need to make smaller gambles as well. Right. There's, but you can do that without having to make it, not good. You can figure out an art style or a game style that, and even some of the stuff, like if you look up while you're in there, if you look up 2 games, one is called Iron Meat. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Yeah. We did the interview.
Okay, so Iron Meat and Neon Inferno, both of those games, I'm almost certain cost so much less than this, and they look. Iron Meat doesn't look amazing, but it plays really good.
But yeah, Neon Inferno is a special looking game. Yeah. Like it's
right,
pretty.
And so it's like you can get one without the other. You don't if you don't have the money for all the animations, fine, but blow me away with the gameplay. But they didn't do either. That's the concern.
That's the Shinobi Art of Vengeance. You could like animations, top tier, and keep in mind, and I'm only gonna bet you this didn't have like an absurd budget, budget. So
this is your frame rate, because you're at least for me, it's a little chunky, but just knowing the actual game. That's why that's the StreamYard, but the game itself is not.
In terms of look, I liken it most to I don't know how you feel about this, Jaffe, the T2 game, in terms of like the style of the pixel art.
I did not love the pixel art in the T2 game, and in fact, I didn't like that game at first until I played a lot of it and realized it wasn't meant to be like a Neon Inferno game. It was meant to be something else. Yeah. but at least that game was really interesting when all was said and done.
Yeah. Here's Ragebound.
I love Ragebound.
Me too.
Even though I'm sure on the other side it's a little like primary. That's on us. That's not the video. And my biggest thing with showing this is what's came out this year, like in the past, last year, 8 months, and then.
And look at the motion of the character, right? Look at his he feels powerful. This guy is dull.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm gonna play it.
No, we're gonna let it go for a second, Saul. I gotta get my point across. I'm sorry. What's that game that came out? That Dead Cells looks better than this, and Dead Cells.
Dead Cells has a style
years ago.
I mean, the Dead Cells guys are making the new Castlevania, so I mean,
yes, yes.
And that
we saw that collabo coming together too.
That's my issue. And I can agree with where Jaffe's coming from. It's like how they look at this and feel like this is it to put out there with all the 2D games that's came out.
This should have been canceled or extended.
And the funny thing is, I feel like for the stories we used to hear, like the old PlayStation regime, this would have been redone or canceled.
That's right. And if you go, I don't want to pull people. I'm not trying to advertise myself, but on my channel, I put up a video today, and I actually went through the first 6 hours. It's kind of it's relatively deep dive into design stuff of Sons of Sparta, where it speaks to your point, which is there didn't seem to be a lot of great oversight on this. Like even that clip you just showed, parrying in this game is not like crucial, but it's a powerful move.
Yeah.
But if you watch when Kratos hits enemies with the spear, they've got these big ugly health bars above them. They've got all these orbs flying around, and the hit effects are layered on top of the enemy. All 3 of those things work to block the animation tells of the people you're fighting. And since the person you're fighting oftentimes doesn't have an interrupt. So once they start to attack, no matter how much you mash, you're not going to knock them out of the attack, but you can't see it because of all the effects over it. And so you can't know to parry, right? And I'm sitting here going, how was this missed? There's lots of stuff like that in this game. Little, easy, obvious things if you've been making video games that you're like, a creative executive at Santa Monica should have been like, if you don't fix this, and this, you ain't getting paid. Because this is not up to our standard.
Do you think that they thought because God of War was attached to it? Oh, it's good. Let's just throw that out there.
They must have thought something like it because it's out, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if this is like it speaks to like what the greater like studio.
It does. I was at the greater studio. I founded the greater studio with 3 other people, and what I'm telling you is one of the reasons we were. Certainly me, but Tim Moss was the same on the tech side. Right. Pain in the asses to work with is because we were demanding of a level of, of that level of fidelity of gameplay and frame rate. And that's how, here's what I'll tell you. I would love for the team to say, well, we knew all that, Jaffe, but we don't have a crunch culture. Cool. That's what you get.
Yeah.
All you people that don't like the crunch and don't want to work extra hard, cool. Go play fucking Sons of Sparta all day because that's what you get.
Language.
All right.
So my thing with this game is I'll play more of it to see, for myself because I love Metroidvania, so I'm gonna play it.
Me too.
I don't necessarily. We spoke about this before. Kratos is a character that I honestly. I all I need to know is his motivations for what he did, right? That third trilogy, and then the motivations for how he changed in 2018 and Ragnarok, right? Beyond that, I don't need to see young Kratos. It's like a conversation that we had about like movies that like for instance the Halloween the Rob Zombie Halloween movies, the Rob Zombie Halloween movies. It was like, don't explain to me why Michael Myers is a psychopath. It takes away the aura from him, right? When he's just like he's an abused child.
In media to solve, where now every bad guy needs to have like a redemption story, or he's got to be explained why he's like this.
Over explanation.
Some people are just like that. That's it. Point blank.
Exactly. And I get it from that point. I was like, that's not who Kratos has been. I don't need to see that side of Kratos. I mean, again, maybe later on in the game something interesting happens or whatever. Question, Jaffe, is any of this stuff like with Demos and stuff like that, obviously, is that anything that you ever whiteboarded in terms of like when you came up with God of War? Was there something that you whiteboarded in terms of backstory and things like that in that regard?
What I loved, and by the way, there's one guy in the chat who's like, this dude thinks every Xbox game is a good game. He said Xbox never made bad games. Do you just like to lie? Do you get paid?
He's probably talking about me.
He's talking about me.
No, he's probably
because people say that about me too. Look, I've been saying Matt Booty should have his ass thrown out for years, but now I think they're doing much better now. But anyway,
they're going after me. Don't worry about it.
Okay, fair enough.
When you talk about David,
but okay, so what was your question? I'm sorry, it was about.
It was like all this stuff, like obviously the Demos character in Sons of Sparta and stuff. How much like backstory did in terms of like maybe young Kratos or whatever did you ever like whiteboard before?
Only the fact that we had an art director who didn't stay with us long on God of War 1, a guy named Mark Anderson, real talented guy, and he had done some research and found that in the era of Spartans, the kids, when they got to a certain age, the ones that were, capable of being Spartan warriors when they grew up would be welcomed into the society and raised as warriors. And the weaker kids would be taken out into the woods and left to fend for themselves. And they would probably be killed by animals.
Right.
And that fascinated me. And that was always sort of in there. And I know we referenced it in 2. I think we referenced it in 1. I don't remember. But that was always there, and that was kind of the extent of it. I didn't need to know. And here's another great example. I mean, if you play Sons of Sparta, oh my God, you guys, some of this, well, I'll get to that. But the Demos character, you've got 2 main characters now. You've got the playable character and his brother. It's literally in the title, Sons of Sparta. They're both dull as dishwater. They're not interesting. Demos is not like, it's not like Demos is like, holy cow, man, this guy is going to become, not that, Anakin Skywalker was great when Lucas was writing him, but it's not like you watch Deimos and go, I can't keep my eyes off this character. He is sinister and weird, and he's just some average milquetoast. Hey, Kratos, this girl talked to me today. She was really nice to me. And Kratos is like, did she? I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, none of it is interesting. And let me tell you, other than TC Carson, the voice acting in this game is staggeringly stupid. I mean, to the point. Let me send you in the chat a link, timestamp. Can you play this when I send it to you?
Yeah. Just
okay. Let me get it real quick. It's delightfully, embarrassingly stupid, and it makes you go, "What are these guys thinking?" I don't mean to be a jerk. I'm just mad. I'm mad about it.
Well, here's the thing too that I don't think people understand. You worked on this franchise for years of your life, so seeing like even a spin-off, well, not even, this isn't really spin-off. It's would you consider this a spin-off game?
It's just more. No, I mean, well, I don't know what that means. I mean, it's in the canon. It's a different kind of story.
It's a prequel.
It's a prequel. A spin-off would be like something else. Like
that's like them actually doing an Atreus game. Knowing that it's not going to hit, it's going to deadfall. But
okay, it's there.
Okay. All right. So seeing this, right? Because we're already here. It's already out. It's already done. It's already is what it is. Do you think they use this as the basis and the jumping off point for what the trilogy is going to be? Because this is before so. So if this guy is bland here and he doesn't ramp up, he doesn't get crazy. We know why Kratos gets crazy because of what the gods tricked him into. Don't show the whole 27 minutes.
No. I've timestamped it.
Yeah. So and we're looking at that. I think the 70%. I think we're losing here. I think we're losing that battle on the trilogy being as gory as I would hope it to be. I want the scene when we walk in and all the chicks is laying in the bed and Kratos is laying there. I don't think we get that scene. I think that scene is cut.
There is so little oversight on this game that concerns me more. Like I don't know if it makes more sense to be concerned that there's just Bush League stuff that was allowed in this game, like this voice performance you're about to see applied to their biggest franchise, or the fact that the story itself is not very good, or the characters. But you're probably right. But I want to be able to sleep at night, so I'm going to stick with 70-30 because But okay, so this is like 15 seconds in the story. Kratos, who's on the right, and Deimos, who's on the left. I have to tell you that because neither of them look like lead characters. They look like background characters in the Street Fighter game that are doing hey. That's what they freaking look like. These are your stars, boys. But anyway, they've come across two talking monkeys, and I want you to pay attention to two quick things. The monkey voice acting is terrible. The dialogue's terrible. But right after this, it just goes seamlessly into it. You'll hear TC Carson talking to his daughter. The fact this was allowed to stay in the game, I do not understand who's minding the store. Watch this. We need the audio.
We need the audio.
How do I give it the audio? Is there a way to share it with the audio? I ain't never done this on here.
You might like right screen and it'll say share, and there's a little tab that says share with audio at the bottom.
Yeah, it says share with audio. Let me try it again.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, the audio is not turned up very loud.
Yeah, turn it at the bottom. Yeah, there we go.
With God of War right now.
Oh, there we go.
Because you saw it with 2018, but 2018 was a great fucking game. But you can. Interesting enough that it's like they
just want to go to the talking.
Keep going, yeah.
What are the
fur? Listen, I just want you to listen to some of this fucking dialogue. Listen to this fucking shit.
You left fur all over the sculptor's office. Right. Well, what are the odds? Phasalis, help me look for that thing I was looking for. I know I'd be sad if it was our property that was stolen.
It's like a cartoon.
Oh, right. The thing. You escaped punishment today, you pair of monkeys.
Hey. Either of you seen lions in this forest?
No way. Lions don't live anywhere near here.
It sounds horrible.
Oh, now watch, hear this.
The gods are so silly sometimes.
Calliope.
Well, they are, aren't they?
Shall I continue or not?
Yes, please.
Are you shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me?
Hey,
What is this?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's like, and I had somebody call into my show yesterday and say, "Oh, Jaffe, you may not know this. This is a T-rated game." So somewhere in the mindset, they're like, you know what would be really good is to get the kids into this. It's like, why would you make a T-rated God of War game? What is the matter with you? It's like porn, but it's PG-13. You're missing the point.
Too is like there was like this incident not too long ago where Amazon did a couple episodes of dubbed in an anime, and then they took it down because it sounded so bad. I think that sounded just as bad as what we just heard.
Well, they need to have other people just play testing and listening to their games and not just glazing them, telling them, "Oh, this is great. This works really well."
Well, that used to be Sony Santa Monica's job when we had second party.
Right.
And you would have an executive, a me, a Corey, a Shannon, or a Scott, whoever did it, who would send them notes and go, nope, 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 nope. And that's the job. I don't know. Maybe they don't have that anymore. I have no idea.
Well, yeah. Well, that's exactly why $30 didn't fly out of my pocket.
Right.
And the fact that I do pay for a service and I want to be treated fine. I didn't see any value in the title, to be real with you. No, listen, I don't care. I pay $170-something. All right. And I want what I want. Now, is this too much to ask for this level to just at least drop in there or something? Okay, that's another rant on my behalf. But again, I didn't see $30 worth of value. After seeing all the other games, listen, Marvel Cosmic Invasion, I'm huge on that game. We actually had fun playing these games. I'm looking at Ragebound. There are tons of side-scrolling beat-em-ups. There are tons of side-scrolling games that I'm playing, and a lot I'm playing on Steam, a lot that I get for $6-7 that totally eclipse this in a sense of what I think should truly be played. Sure. I like to play these games on my handhelds, especially pixel art games. I don't know why. I'm cultivated that way that I will get them and I will play them. They tease me all the time because they say I have so much power in these machines. I'm wasting it on pixel art side scrollers on my handhelds.
No,
but that's how I play them. That's how I feel. Throw my headset on and I get busy. I just didn't see it here, right?
No.
And I know it's not just me. I know I can't be the only one, but then I see a lot of glazing with people telling me that game is good, King.
Here's the thing. I love God of War. I played a lot of them. I haven't played some of like the Portal ones that you guys made, Jaffe, but I played a lot of I played every mainline one. It's just like when I saw this, because now I'm more open to playing those kind of experiences. And when I saw this, there wasn't an inch of desire to get this. And then when I saw this sucker was $30, I'm like, nah.
I thought it was free at first, and people were like, no, it's $30. And I got it because I wanted to stream it.
Yeah.
There's also a game. Now, I can't speak. You guys probably have played more than I have of it, but there's a game coming out. The demo will be out for Steam Next Fest. And it's not one of these action games, but if you want to see some of the state of the art in sort of 2D production value, it's called The Eternal Life of Goldman. And that you will be able to play that at Next Fest. And I've played through the demo. And
I actually just recently played something that's going to get announced to go Next Fest.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, that's staggering. Like the level of just production value of this thing. Yeah. I don't know what these guys were thinking. I don't. And again, I get frustrated and they take it the wrong way because they're like, calm down, Jaffe, it's the freaking video game. I think it's because I know this studio and I know these people and I know at least the way they used to run things. And I know a lot of people have changed over there. So people are the magic. They work or they don't. But I just go, how are you guys not seeing this? How is this okay to you guys? But I guess it is.
Or the Explorer script level.
Yeah.
Or
yeah, that's
Kratos, no killing. Kratos, no killing. Oh man.
Yeah, really. You're ridiculous. I mean,
it is Santa Monica making it. I can't handle this. I'm not going to look at the chat anymore. I'm sorry, fellas, but somebody in the chat's like, it's not Santa Monica making it. Yes, it is.
It is.
I mean,
they're not developing it with the code. They are overseeing it.
If it goes
through
their
Sony,
IP.
yeah, and trust me, Twisted Metal was made in Utah by Single Track. I lived and breathed that game. I was the lead designer on that game. So I'm sorry, but you're just wrong. I understand that they're not the developer, but to assume that they're just like, yeah, here's a check, take our prize franchise and come back in 2 years and we'll just publish it. It doesn't work that way.
And no, I did not play Pentiment.
Shut up, Tony. I'm turning off the chat. I don't want to. He's like, overseeing is not making it, is it? You know what, mother freaker? I co-founded the studio. I've made a lot of success and money knowing how the process works and working the process. You non-contributing zero. Okay, I turned off the chat. I'm not looking.
Good. Yeah. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. We have to have trigger warnings when it comes to Tony.
So for me, like I said, I'm gonna try to play more of this and kind of get my own assessment of it. Obviously that soundbite was not good. And in terms of gameplay, when you look at what's been done the past couple of years, what's in the pipeline, it definitely falls considerably short. And for the character of Kratos to, again, you would want more, you would expect more. So we'll see. I'll have more to say about it later on. Jaffe, I don't know how long we have you for. If we could talk a little bit.
You have me as long as you want me. I don't want to mess up the chemistry and the alchemy, but I'm here if you want to talk about other things. But if you're ready for me to dip, I totally get it. I run shows too.
You're welcome to stay, man. Absolutely.
Well, what are you going to talk about?
I didn't want to kill his time because he told me that he had a certain amount of time, and I didn't want him to.
Yeah, no.
I'll defer to you guys, but I'll expect you to be honest. If you're like, we've used what we need from you, Jaffe.
Oh no.
I have plenty of stuff to do, but I also am happy to stay and talk games with you guys.
Here's the thing: when it comes to like we bringing guests on for like specific things that relate to them, we want to give you the option if you have something you have.
Well, I'll stick around for a little bit. Let's see what you guys are up to.
So, finishing up State of Play. Like again, for me, the Konami block was the biggest thing. Like to see all those Konami games coming back, Metal Gear, finally getting, removing Metal Gear Solid 4 from the PS3 and being able to play that on other platforms is cool. And obviously the big thing for me was Castlevania. To see Castlevania come back looking like that, 2.5D, which is kind of somewhat been maligned, but when you do it right, it just looks absolutely amazing. And to think that we might get that this year.
I'm sure Saab was like, oh my god!
I lost it. I was like, I lost it. And to think that we might get Ritual of the Night 2.
That's the only time I've seen him go in the chat and deliberately put the stuff that was announced in the event.
That was something else.
That kind of lends to me and Sovereign's lineage when it comes to video games. Castlevania has been a big pillar in our gaming as far as franchises go. I've been watching the Castlevania stuff on Netflix, and to see the artwork of this game try to emulate some of that anime style, that art, the lighting, the animation on all the characters, the splash effects of the moves. Symphony of the Night is probably the seminal, right?
It is the archetype. It is. Yeah, that is it.
That's what me. Saul was going nuts over that. Rolando of Blood. That. Oh my God, my TurboGrafx, thank God. I played all of them, all the franchises. The 3D bad ones, the 2D great ones,
and 64 Castlevania,
all that stuff in between. I did not expect this game to show up in grand style. It did. Whatever price it drops at, they got me. If it's not, as long as it's not Grand Theft Auto 6 prices, we're good with this. But that was a highlight for me. I screamed, I cursed, I didn't mean to, but again, this is what. When you want to do something right, when you want to go to a pillar or franchises that you long for, and for it to show up in grand style like it did, this is why we were pissed off with certain stuff earlier. But this is the reason why we game, because these type of gems pop out every so often with love and care. And to bring Castlevania back like this, I'm in for it.
I think that's the reason we put so much time and effort into like the Sons of Sparta game, because it's like that's a God of War game. I want to be excited to play a God of War game.
But
something happened at Konami. I don't know what, because remember, for a while they really couldn't care at all about their legacy games. And I don't know. I don't follow Konami's politics enough to know Was it a specific hire? Did somebody get fired that was limiting them or whatever? But something changed where they said, we need to care about this. And suddenly we get the Silent Hill revival, and we get the Metal Gear Delta remake, and we get Castlevania coming back. And again, it does go back to Sons of Sparta, where people are like, oh, Jaffe, you're asking too much or whatever. Konami right now and Capcom right now is what you get when you have somebody guiding the ship, steering the ship, whatever, that demands a level of quality and puts the audience first. And the people that are saying they're the true fans of God of War because they just eat up anything that gets served to them, you're not helping. I mean, they don't need your help, but you know, you have to demand the best. It's your money. It's $30. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
When you look at that Castlevania, you know there's reverence for Castlevania.
And think about that. If that game comes out, because it'll probably come out at $30. That's probably where these things sit. You know, the higher end 2D games like Shinobi and Ragebound, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, were $29.99 or $24.99 or whatever. Can you imagine this game coming out at $30 in the same year that Son of Sparta came out, and Sony had the gall to charge $30? What madness! What madness!
Although I look at Castlevania, I can see that easily being a $60 game, but we'll see.
Yeah, but it won't be. I mean, you know. Then again, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, which I loved, is a $70 game. I don't understand that to save my life, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, so I mean, that to me, it felt like the Konami. This was Konami's state of play to kind of really show that they're back. Even though, like again, like Jaffe mentioned, state of Silent Hill 2, handing stuff over to Bloober Team, and then obviously now they're remaking 1. We got F, which is amazing. We have this new one coming out. So, and then Metal Gear again, going back to Metal Gear. I'll know that they're fully back if they take that leap and try to make their own Metal Gear without Kojima. We'll see. But until then, they have plenty of stuff to glean from and remake, and people will eat it up. I know I will. So, for sure. I thought it was a very, very, very good state of play, specifically for selfishly the things that I like. So,
I went through all the Castlevanias, and I could have sworn that we had a Belmont curse before.
It was Castlevania 3
engine. Wasn't it?
Yeah,
PC Engine is Rondo of Blood.
Yeah. So I'm looking. We had Dracula's Curse. It was Castlevania
Curse
3.
Darkness, and this is
Curse of Darkness after was that. 2. So yeah, I just must have misremembered though.
Yeah. In this game, you play the female character, right?
Yes.
Well,
it seems like
it's
because they call her.
At the end, they say Trevor Belmont, but the character does not look like Trevor Belmont.
We don't know.
Right. Then again, it's Japan, so maybe it's
right. Yeah, we don't know because it's Trevor though.
Yeah.
So we don't know because remember the character is turned around to a way that he could be androgynous, and we don't see the front. We don't see if it's pecs or breasts. We don't understand that. We don't see that part, right? So again, it could be Trevor. We would just have
if
to get
it's
the game
Trevor,
to find
but
out.
Trevor is. Transitioning now. That's your DEI game.
Oh, bro, don't play with me, Dave. Come on now.
The vials are not holy water. It's testosterone injection.
Next time.
Right along.
Yes, slide into the next part.
So I don't know if you were interested in this.
Trans rights or human rights. I'm a fan. I'm pro trans. I'm just saying that maybe.
No, I think that he's an androgynous. I think we don't know yet.
It's a descendant of Trevor Belmont. They haven't specifically said who.
Oh, could be his daughter.
Yeah, so it's a descendant. They haven't specifically said name. But yeah, obviously the character appears to be female. So we'll see.
Because I'm looking at Trevor right now, and he's just a big statuist of a man. So,
dude,
I don't think that's I don't think that happened.
On the Reanimal.
Jaffe, I don't know if you've played this game. So all three of us got the chance to play Reanimal. That is the latest
I played
game.
the demo and I have the game. I haven't played anything beyond.
Okay. Yeah, so it's the latest game from Tarsher Studios.
Like that.
Oh my God, go off! That would be something.
That'll be on Lords After Dark. Because there's aspects to that game that creeps me the hell out, boy.
Well, you ain't seen nothing.
Hey, if you were looking for a co-op partner, give me a shout.
I got you. I definitely play. I love the game. Attic and I started playing it. I played Little Monsters 1 and 2. I didn't get a chance to play 3.
Little Nightmares.
Little Nightmares. Yeah, Little Monsters. Yeah. Anyway, like little creatures.
You gonna mess up the name to that degree and act like that wasn't a big deal.
Whatever. Yo, listen, I mess up everybody's name. Don't play with me.
When I do it, it's a problem. When
it's fine. Okay. Listen, I don't ever come after you. Don't worry about that. But knowing that this was from the makers of
one time your white privilege doesn't save you, Attic, and you're complaining. The one time. God, you're so white. Anyway.
Yo, so we're playing the game, and yeah, man, it's just as creepy as Little Nightmares, if not more so, and it's following this little script down with this ice cream man and these skin suits and just the horrific stuff. My wife walked in, and I didn't tell Attic because she saw me playing it. She stood at the door, she looked at me, and she said, and she sends me a text. She's like, like, look at your phone. And she says, what are you into?
It's like, I'm leaving. There's a chicken pot pie in the oven. I'll be at my sister's.
What are you into? And this game oozes.
He's like, I'm not kicking it out either. If it catches on fire, it catches
on you.
Man, this is one of the creepiest great games. I love co-op playing games where, like, yo, I killed Attic a couple of times. Yo, I got to hold the switch so he could get past something. And then right when he's in the middle, I just let it go. But I love this game. The game is really creepy, really scary, really off-putting, but again, addictive. I love the play mechanics. We did run into a ton of bugs, right? And
were you playing the final or what?
No, we were playing the early version because we have to give a review on it, and they said it will be a day one patch.
Got it.
I don't like that stuff because we did run into a bunch of bugs that had to reset some stuff.
There was one time where I had to I reached out to the devs because I had like a straight like no pass go, no collect $200. You stuck here, and I was like generally because I played it with Kid Smooth, and so I get to the point I'm like, Smooth, I'm gonna just give it a 0 out of 10. I can't go further anymore. Like, what am I supposed to do? Recommend a game? I loved the game up to that point. And I was sitting there and I was like, Smooth, I'm out. And I just left. And then I was thinking, and then I sent them the email. So, yo, I ran into this game-breaking bug. Is there a way I can get past this? Because I've had that happen before. And so then I was thinking, you know what? Maybe I could restart that chapter. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to restart the chapter. Only had to take like 10 minutes to get back to where it was. So there is some bugs on this. Now, I will say there was a day one patch. But here's the thing. I didn't review no day one patch. I don't play the game day one. I only could tell you on the experience that I had before that patch was implemented because that patch doesn't exist to me. Yeah, it is up to you to take what I say and go look at that day one patch notes and see if what I say is fixed.
Facts. So everybody else got a chance to play it? Who got a chance to play it?
You're muted.
Me? I'm muted.
I'm muted. I'm muted. So yeah, because you guys just jumped into tech stuff and you didn't talk that much about the game. Okay, so just so that people know, this is you guys just started ranting about stuff. So
there is a lot of bugs. I wouldn't say it's like the one I came across one that was game breaking, but for the most part, it was silly bugs that you just die, checkpoint, you're right back where you were.
So for those of you who don't know, this is the latest game from Tarsher Studios, the developers of Little Nightmares 1 and 2. They actually didn't do 3. 3 was done by Supermassive, right?
And a lot of people say 3 is the worst one.
Yeah, which is, I mean, Supermassive, it was great, but apparently 3 is not great. So yeah, it is kind of, if you've played those games before, and like I said earlier, I'm a fraud. I have not played any of the Little Nightmares games, though I own 1 and 2.
Little Monsters, you mean?
Not Little Monsters.
Little Monsters is the Temu version.
The Little Monsters. But yeah, it is probably, I'm gonna be honest with you, you look at it and you think it's from a small team and it's indie, quote unquote, the production value in this game is kind of off the chain, like graphically, just the atmosphere that's created, the small little touches of like when you touch something in the environment and it falls over, and it's just like everything has this purpose, and it's probably one of the most cinematic platformers I played in recent memory. But it's a little bit of everything, right? It's a horror game, it's a stealth game, it's a platformer, it's a co-op game where actually I'm not playing it with anybody, I'm playing it by myself. You have, your AI companion that basically allows you to get through some of these co-op sort of puzzles that allow you to progress through the game. When I look at it, it reminds me of like a living, like kind of waking nightmare. What you think a child would dream about if they're having a nightmare, and they're just kind of literally living through it, right? And it is
version of the Epstein files, is what you're saying.
Probably. No, it is that thing. It reminds me of like stories about like serial killers and child murderers and stuff like that.
I ain't go. There was a time at the beginning with an ice cream truck. I was like, Smooth, we're little kids escaping Epstein Island. I really said that.
Yeah. It is evocative of all that stuff, but at its core, actually, it is. It feels like it's the imagination of these children trying to escape their homeland that is war torn, right? And this is how they perceive it. This is the nightmare that they're living through.
Are you spoiling the story now or no?
Oh, that's out there. No, that's out there. It's not a twist.
Okay.
Yeah, it's out there in the description of the game. But but you can't really tell. Like, you feel like it's like, oh, is this literally happening? So that's as much as I'll say about that. The game does what Little Nightmares has done in the past. It's co-op centric. It is about you sneaking, trying to get past these enemies that are trying to kill you, getting past cinematic moments where you're running towards the screen and things of that nature. It is what they did great about it is just that it really does. It is so cinematic from moment to moment. Every single sort of set piece, every little different area that you go into, you could tell it's been crafted with so much love and care that it just everything. It feels very. It's very. There's a lot of tension that you feel in playing the game and just trying to escape these monsters. And I really, again, I call myself out as a fraud because I haven't played any of the Little Nightmares games, and I need to go back and play them because I love this. And when we first saw this game, we saw it in Japan.
Yep.
And it turned out to be like we were going for a quick interview, whatever, and it turned out we were there for like 45 minutes to an hour while Cog was talking to the devs as Attic was playing the game, and King and I standing there watching, and I'm just like, again, it felt like it took things a step further from what I know of Little Nightmares, and it just felt like it was that much more kind of adult centric. If
like I said, like with the world going on right now, the fact that like the convenience of this game being placed in front of us, that was like the crazy part. It's like you're playing something and then you read the news and stuff, and it's like this is wild. Like how accurate this kind of is off of what's going on right now in the world.
Yeah. So
Jaffe, you guys have me excited for it now because I played the demo at last Next Fest, and I liked it, but I felt it was kind of similar. And I get sometimes you come to a game like this, you're just not in the headspace for it, but I'm primed now because it sounds like it's really worth my time, and I'm excited for it.
It's like, especially there, like the last maybe 2 or 3 hours, it's a very dark game.
How long is the whole experience on average?
It took me like, I played it 1.5 times, so like 7-8 hours for like a full playthrough.
That's good.
Okay,
it's a very dark game, and I think that's the part that's like crazy, is like the fact that like they didn't deliberately put this type of story out there around this type of time right where we're at now. And it's like the irony, the irony that like this type of game would release during the session that we're doing. Like,
that's what it made it extra creepy. That's why my wife says, "What are you into?" Because she know that I was watching that stuff and getting more information based upon those files and that stuff like that. Yeah. And she was just like, "Do me a favor, don't send me anything regarding anything of that nature." And I'm like, "All right, cool. I'll leave you separate of that, and I'll just do my due diligence on that end." But then when she sees it permeating into my hobby, she's like, "Yo, okay, now, is it a conversation that we need to have that you're too far in this rabbit hole?" And then I explained to her that no, Attic, send the game to me, and we're reviewing it based upon Little Nightmares that we got a chance to see before in the studio. We saw them in Japan. We built that relationship. So she was like, "Oh, so this is something that prior to the files dropping." I was like, "Yes, ma'am."
Yeah,
and then she's like, "Okay."
Wait, I thought you said this was your wife. It's not like this is your mom, right?
Well, basically, yes.
Basically.
Yes. I can't duck that fade. She's standing right next to me. Anyway.
So this is a game that I honestly, beyond that, like, again, if you play Little Nightmares, if you played any type of games, a lot of it is about, again, you don't really have
it's dark
much
stuff.
You're not fighting anything really. You can pick things up and in order to help you with the environmental puzzles.
No.
There's fighting in this game.
There's
Straight up
fighting in this game.
See, I'm not far enough. So okay, so
yeah,
take that back.
This fight, that's what separates it, right?
From Little Nightmares.
Yeah,
okay.
like there's some stuff that happens in there. Because Attic sat and waited for me, right?
Right.
He's like, "Do it." And I'm like, "What? You got it."
Yeah, when I already beat the game before me and King played, so I kind of let King do whatever King wanted to do, and I'm like, "Look, I'm here. I'm like the what's the head
ringer?
on,
the
all-seeing eye.
What's the head in God of War that tells you if you don't do something at a certain amount of
mirror.
time? I'm a mirror. I'm like, I'm a mirror, man. You need something, I'll tell you, but like I'm gonna let you decide.
Okay, so then there's a big difference then from Little Nightmares.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a big difference.
So I don't want you to think it's like a huge like combat system or anything like that. Don't do that, but there is combat in the game.
So that you can't really talk too much about that stuff then without spoiling stuff. So because it is very a cinematic sort of game. It is fairly. Now, I did understand that at some point you get access to the boat that kind of lets you kind of explore beyond like the main path. Is that true?
You start off in the boat as far as as everything's starting up,
right?
And then you get a chance to do some stuff, and then that stuff opens again later.
Better combat than Sons of
Sparta. Oh my god,
y'all are wicked. But no, it's a component to the game. It's a mechanism in the game that allows you to do different things. I really. What I love in games is exploration. I love finding things. So Attic likes to run through stuff.
Yeah,
and
he doesn't explore anything.
Right. So I'm gonna tell y'all about my gameplay session with him.
He's like, it's like there ain't nothing over there. We're still going over there.
Right.
Because you never know. You got to check everywhere.
Exactly.
Right.
Which is a real design problem, by the way. But continue. I'll get into that if you want, because it drives me crazy.
I'm part of the problem, Jaffe.
Right. So I went to this one area. And something happened, and it validated my exploration. Yeah. And I'm like, see? And I'm going to keep doing this.
Yeah, because right. We did find something I didn't find in the original one.
Right.
But see, here's the thing. Spoiler alert. It did nothing to anything.
Yeah, but it did something for me. It validated my exploration. All right?
You wasted time.
For him. But then also I did another thing, and I found something that he didn't find. It was a mask, because you get these little masks in the game, and you're able to put them on top of their head. And I found a mask that he didn't find.
He wasn't feeling the fact that I had later masks that you could put on. And
I was upset with that.
Did the mask give you abilities like puppeteer kind of thing?
No, okay. It's just visual.
Just random masks you find throughout the game that you could put on your head.
Okay.
Actually, really creepy.
Yeah.
Like when
one's a pig.
Don't tell him, bro.
No, don't tell them.
No, that's all I'm saying. One's a pig. It is really creepy.
Like this stuff it's really cosmetic, but it lends some ambiance to how creepy this extra stuff is. Yeah. Now, games like this makes me think that you're stuck in limbo, kind of like Silent Hill. Like you're stuck in this perpetual that you can never get out, no matter how good you do. The world will always end in the same fashion. It's that little fearful loop that you don't know if you're dead or awake, or you're like in this in-between world where this haze lingers over it. And I think that without any real sound to it, you have little audio cues to it. It lends very heavy into that world, and I like that stuff. That's why I like Silent Hill and stuff like this. So it's like Little People Silent Hill type of thing with exaggerated monsters in this
Little
dreamscape
People
horror.
Silent Hill sounds like the Fisher Price version you get. Yeah, I mean, Mommy, I want Little People Silent. It's like Sons of Sparta. It's for the kids. It's for the kids.
Yeah, I mean, totally. From a movie perspective, again, it reminds me of things like even Nightmare on Elm Street, right? Although Freddy Krueger was like teenagers, but it's that type of stuff, like the Babadook.
The Babadook.
Yeah, it just or Black Phone or something like that. Yeah, it's just this idea of like this waking nightmare that these children kind of your imagination runs wild with you, and you don't know what's real and what's not. And it just such a good job of kind of maintaining that sense of dread throughout. That yeah, man, I am super impressed with this outing. It shows that everything that they've learned from Little Nightmares 1 and 2, they put it into this, and yeah, it's a great game. So if anybody's interested in that type of game, if you've liked Little Nightmares in the past, this is the next step of that, the next evolution of that. But beyond that, we can't talk too much about it because it will spoil it.
And see, to the point, because I have a review I'm releasing after the podcast. I was like, because the game's only so long, I was like, I'm not putting anything that I feel like will spoil anything.
Yeah.
I put like little things like movement in there, and it's like most of the time I try to cut pretty frequently, but I felt like if I didn't, there's very few sections of the game that you could play where it doesn't really spoil anything. So I was like, I'm just let it rock, like 3-4 minutes here, 3-4 minutes here. But I definitely recommend it. It is a good game. I enjoyed. Besides like the issues I had, I definitely think you guys would enjoy the game.
Yo, Addict did this thing, and he sent the developers that he was stuck or whatever the issue was. They gave him a list where all the masks was.
Oh, so that's perfect for him. Exactly.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny too? By the time I got it, I already beat the game. I was like, well, this is useless now.
Yeah, but he had a golden ticket. He's not going to go back and play unless I'm like, yo, I want to play the game. But he had a kind of a golden ticket to all the masks in the game and showing people and getting a good video going. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yo, so that is Reanimal. Go check it out. It's sitting at an 80 on Metacritic, 81 on OpenCritic. So generally people are really, really enjoying it. Really so definitely go check it out.
I do want to say though about it or related to it, there's a game. So you've got the Little Nightmares games, and related kind of they're a cousin to those are the games like Limbo and Inside, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So and there's a game that's in demo form, and you guys may have played it in Japan, but this game Replaced. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah.
That demo's out now, and it's very similar to like the Inside games, but it's less of the artistic side of it, and it's very cyberpunky, and there's combat that's somewhat tries to be kind of a 2D version of the Arkham games with Batman. Did you guys play the demo? Did you like it, or it's not really your cup of tea?
All right, so we got a chance to play it a year ago before Tokyo Game Show, and this is when they pulled it off because they were supposed to give you a date, and we gave them some heavy criticism. It was Cog and myself, and we sat down with them and we explained what was wrong. I felt that there was a lot of things wrong with the control. When you have a game that relies on your parrying, your control, twitch fibers when you got to shoot, duck, roll, because it's a part where they send a whole bunch of enemies at you, and they're attacking you from either side, and then they send you larger enemies that you have to break the shield, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on into it. What I can say at that time was the controls wasn't up to snuff. And maybe
they took your advice, because I played the demo that just came out, and I was like, that's really good, really good.
What's the demo on? Is it on Steam?
It's on Steam. I don't know if it's on console, but it might.
Yeah, I got a Steam Deck. So I'll download it and check it, and then I can give my feedback on if they listen to what I said, because it was a couple of things that I talked about with it, as far as the motion sickness with the camera angle, with certain things very early on. It was a heavy sway, and I said, yeah, it's cool. That heavy sway is cool when you're not controlling. When you're controlling the character, the heavy sway gives you a boat-like feel, and it kind of gives you a motion sickness. I said, if there's any way for you to center the camera when you control, if you want to do the cinematic thing, because you start in this warehouse where we started at with the demo, it was a warehouse, and then he jumps over the edge and he looks down at the platform with the enemies down at the bottom, and it goes into the whole sequence, and then you get to the fighting. It was 3 stages that we were able to pick. One of the stages was the onslaught combat, and then the other one was the cinematic story, and then it was another one that was kind of blocked off that we didn't get a chance to use. But
yeah, this demo is all one flow. So there's combat in it, there's stealthing in it, where there's a train car with a guy on the train car with a sniper rifle.
Yeah,
okay, yeah, this wasn't that, but the combat is in there though. What you're talking about, and I thought it was fun.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, we did the interview, we did everything, but that was probably damn near 2 years ago now. Yeah. So now I believe because it's the same ones that made. Well, it was with the same group that made Stalker 2. Right, so we did the Stalker 2 interview, and then we turned right around the corner and we did the Replaced, and they had another game that was around the corner, but it really wasn't ready for showtime, and we didn't want to show them in a bad light. So we said, just hit us back again, and we'll come back to your title. And I think that title will probably be ready this year. But I
mean, release date is March 12th, so it's coming.
Well, we didn't have a release date at that time, and that's when they kept replacing. They kept pushing it back and not giving us a release date, but I think it's ready for showtime now. So hopefully the third game that they have, we get a chance to play at Summer Games Fest this year. So check it out.
But this game replaced his Game Pass, I think, as well.
Yeah, I think it is Game Pass.
It's kind of crazy when I don't want to keep going back to Sparta and Castlevania, but assuming that what I played and my joy of it is shared with you with the replay because of all the comments and changes, it's another one of those things that's like, wait a minute, you're telling me this is a Game Pass game day one, and it's going to be on PlayStation as well. This is kind of the state of the art in 2D. If you can't be here, at least technically visually, then you got to bring something different. So anyway,
I agree with that. Support it. So before we get into High on Life 2, that is our last topic, I got some bills to pay. So I'm going to sit through that, Jaffe.
I'll sit through the bills, and I'm gonna bounce. My kid just came in. I got to go help her with something. But I'll sit through the bills though.
Okay.
Right.
I'm going to read some super chats and then read our advertisement, and then So we got, let me see, we got Andy Cruz 2359. Welcome. Put the crest in the chat for Lord Bronze, Andy Cruz. Out to Andy. And we got Teddy P, $2 super chat. No Cog today. I guess we're doing Lords After Dark. It has essentially been Lords After Dark. We got a little bit of that going on. Then we got the Silver Squire, $2 super chat. Phew. No Cog soul warring script shenanigans. Yes, Cog he's been on a bit of a bender when it comes to console warring. So he's not here today to do that. Then we got the Taku 23, $5 super chat. Happy belated Valentine's Day, Lords. What's your favorite video game romance, and why is it let's play with each other's joysticks and so?
I think my favorite romance is probably to leave from Mass Effect. Like, that's the only romance I ever cared about in any game. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it was multiple games, so it was easier to build up to that. But that is generally the only romance I've ever cared about in any video game.
Yeah, I'm not a romance weirdo. I don't care.
Neither. That's why when Cogs always talk about romance, I've never really cared about romancing in games.
There was that one woman in Starfield that I was traveling with. She was the companion I picked, and we went everywhere. And I was so close, I think. I don't know what I expected. Maybe I don't know what I expected, but something. And I think I said something wrong to her, and then we were just friends. I'm like,
and that was it.
Just like real life.
She friend zoned you after that.
Yeah,
okay.
I tell you, friend zone.
Let me see that. We have Teddy P, $2 super chat. Ooh wee. Cog coming in unannounced on the Lord's pause. Yeah, he arrived unannounced through the back door. Big pause, but yes. Then we have Donna Taco once again, $2 super chat. I don't have a PS5 anymore, and the state of play was a 10 out of 10. Yeah, you got to rectify that, man. You don't have to pay $700 for a base PS5, but go on and do that. Then we got Hollywood Rules, member for 48 months, Lord Silver. Happy Sunday to my NYC, West Virginia cousins. Have a great show with work schedules. Going to celebrate Valentine's Day with Lady Hollywood today. Can't watch live. Enjoy. Yeah, you do it when you can. And going out on the actual day is kind of nuts. Everything is super expensive, and everything is packed. So if you do it the day after, fantastic. Then we got Hollywood Rules again, $5 super chat. And the messy thank you to Sony for an extra Xbox third-party show, except that side God of War side scroller with you using Yul Brynner.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The King and I. Hashtag no PS6. Shout out to Hollywood Rules. Then we have Richie Torres MMA, $5 super chat. Why was Cog out here looking like a bad guy in the Tyler Perry movie who sleeps with the pastor's wife? Yes, he definitely fit that stereotype today. Then we got Web Dave, $5 super chat. King, Addict, Sovereign, Cog, and Chris. Can't wait to meet up in June in LA for Summer Game Fest and the Xbox Showcase. In the future, Xbox is all we need. We will see. We'll see you there, though. Definitely see you there. Then we have Donna Taku, $5 super chat. Castlevania looks amazing, but Bloodstained: The Scarlet Engagement is the one for me. Also play Blade Chimera, an amazing sleeper Metroidvania. Yes, I remember when you mentioned that before. And yeah, I mentioned it also. Like in a year when we could possibly get the sequel to Bloodstained as well. Yeah, we eating good on the Metroidvania front. And that Bloodstained is an Iga game, right? So it is an Igarashi game that is the Castlevania dude. And the original Bloodstained was awesome. Did you play that, Jaffe? The original Bloodstained?
I did, and I just it didn't connect with me, but I wasn't, but the new one looks amazing, and I will be playing it.
It looks absolutely beautiful.
So, you know, sometimes you just play a game, and it's great as it is. You're just not in the brain space for it.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I came across Bloodstained, I was just like, it's not for me at the moment, but I am very excited for the second one.
Awesome. So we're done with super chats, Jaffe. I'm gonna get into our factor read. So if you want to head out now,
I'm out. But guys, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. You guys be safe out there and stay out of those Epstein files, fellas. I'll see. I'll see you soon. Bye, you guys.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Put his link to his channel in the chat.
Oh yeah, please do. Thanks. I would appreciate that. All right, bye, guys.
Okay. All right, let's mute the mics and get into this read. New year, big goals, and no time to cook? Factor makes it easy with fully prepared meals designed by dietitians and crafted by chefs, so you can eat well without the shopping or cooking. For me, New Year's resolutions notwithstanding, I am always working. So unfortunately, it's a little difficult for me to stay on top of my nutrition the way that I should. One thing I can say for sure is that my wife always makes sure that I walk out of this house with my breakfast, lunch, and dinner in tow. And she does all of this while also being a working professional. What that means is that at the end of every single week, you have two very tired individuals looking for ways to spend less time in the kitchen and more time enjoying life. In comes Factor Meals. We started using Factor more than a year ago, and I'm pleased to report that it is still a hit. We've been able to cut our prep time in half by replacing half of our monthly meals with Factor, and it has been fantastic. We still usually like to prepare our own breakfast, but whether it's lunch or dinner, the meals are fresh, they're varied, they're healthy, and easy to prepare. Just heat them up for a few minutes and you're done. And my wife and I can enjoy our weekends once again. So, what goes inside each and every Factor meal? You have quality, functional ingredients, including lean proteins, colorful veggies, whole food ingredients, and healthy fats. No refined sugars, no artificial sweeteners, no refined seed oils, so you get meals that fit your goals and schedule, so you can be on the road to healthier eating, calorie management, and more protein in your diet. My absolute favorite meal is the mushroom bordelaise filet mignon. I'm a carnivore through and through, and nothing is more appealing to me than a beautifully cooked piece of steak and cheesy mashed potatoes with broccoli and bacon. You also get an insane amount of variety with Factor meals, with 100 rotating weekly meals, with options that include high protein, calorie smart, Mediterranean diet, GLP-1 support, and ready-to-eat salads. Plus, the new Muscle Pro collection supports strength and recovery. Factor meals are also super convenient. They're always fresh, they're never frozen, and ready in about 2 minutes. No prep, no stress. So guys, like I said before, if you're someone who has their entire weekend consumed by meal prep, or you just want to eat healthier without the fuss of cooking, Factor is a game changer. It gave me my weekends back, it changed my eating habits, and it can do the same for you. So head on over to factormeals.com/ironlords50off and use code IronLords50 off to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That is free breakfast for 1 entire year. So this offer is only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchases. Make healthier, eating easier with Factor.
That's for sure. Factor meals.
You know how we feel about Factor. This is no cap here. Factor has literally given me most of my weekends back for the most part. It's fantastic. Again, portion control, excellent ingredients, never frozen. Everything arrives fresh, just cooled, and you put it right in your fridge. And ideally, you don't want to keep them, or you don't want to freeze them. And ideally, you don't want to keep them very long in the fridge. So you'll be eating them that same week. Delicious stuff. And again, if you don't want to be in the kitchen forever, it really does the job. And with these discounts, like we're giving you a 50% discount now. I oftentimes see 60% discounts out there as well. So you can definitely jump in on Factor if you haven't tried it yet at a reasonable price and see what we're talking about. Because again, it is a game changer in a lot of ways. And I think out of all the meal plans that you see out there, they're the ones that have truly, I think, evolved and really and listen to kind of the feedback of their clientele, and it shows, and it 100% shows. So yeah,
I like the cold compressed drinks. Now I heard they got like protein and stuff like that. Like that stuff works well for me because I'm a particular type of eater. They have pescatarian meals for me, so it works out for me as far as having some meals here and there. And sometimes if like next couple of weeks, wifey isn't going to be able to be up and around, cooking and stuff like that. And I told her, I said, listen, don't worry about it. I'll have Factor come through. Factor hook me up, have my meals, and I'm able to eat without even bothering her. And I think that goes a long way as far as lightening the load, especially when the main chef in the house can't do their normal duties as far as preparing meals and stuff like that. So it works out well for me. And if you are a single person and you're sick and tired of eating this fast food that's killing you, you're tired of getting these microwavable meals, well, I think Factor has the plan for you.
Yeah, Factor's fantastic. So definitely go check them out. So moving on to our last topic. I'm just going to stick around because it is our last topic, and we got through this early.
Where's the likes at though, man? We don't got no likes here. See,
let's get these likes up, people. We brought y'all Jaffe. We allowed you the console war in the comments.
We allowed. I'm telling you. Listen, Cog is not here. We get out of here on time. I'm just saying.
We have to go. Look, man. I ripped up the script, but next week there's gonna be a script.
It's gonna be a script. You're not gonna get the raw. You're not gonna get the raw next week.
Pause, Solver like to give it to you raw. Ooh, baby, I like it raw.
So on to our final topic of the day: High on Life 2. I'm a fraud. I never played really the first one. Really. I know you guys played a decent amount of it. I think you all finished it, actually.
No, I did not finish the first one. I'm probably at the last boss of the first one. So that's why I didn't jump into the second one.
Yeah. So this is developed by Squanch Games. They developed the first one. I don't know if they've done anything else beyond that. So yeah, Attic, this is you're the one that's played this, the one that's finished it, right? So talk about High on Life 2.
Did you play the first one?
No.
Okay. I did not. I played a couple hours of the first one. I was told I got like halfway through the game.
Okay.
So when they hit me up about the second one, I was like, you know what? Unfortunately, they hit me up in enough time where I didn't have time to play both. I didn't have time to play like both of them. So, first thing I did is go to YouTube and look up the story for the first one because I didn't beat it. So then I was like, you know what? This actually seems like fun. But I remember how much people loved the first one.
Right.
So I jumped into it. From what I remember of the first one, it definitely feels like an upgrade in the combat. The skateboard kind of feels a little bit like hit and miss if that's going to like give you what you want. That was like the new thing. They put a skateboard in where you can like jump on and grind things and stuff like that. But I would say like sometimes it got annoying, but most of the time it stuck.
It's as you're shooting, you can grind on stuff as you're shooting.
It kind of feels like Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, as exactly what came to mind. Sunset Overdrive. Okay.
Yeah, so things like that, I really enjoyed what I played of it, of the first one. Second one, the humor, man. Yeah, that's one thing they brought over. Maybe I'm being a little too easy on it because I can't. It's hard for me to take a game serious in terms of like Checkboard Addict when the game doesn't take itself serious. So like the moment you don't take yourself serious, I feel like you've already like took a lot of like the aspects I would heavily like criticize you over, like story. Okay, how can I take a game that is the tone of this game when the story, like I can't take the story serious, so it's hard for me to like criticize the story like dramatically. Skateboard equals sprint, which is interesting because sometimes when I just want to sprint, it's hard to like distinguish about the sprinting. Like sometimes I just want to sprint and just get the skateboard out. I'm like, no, I don't want to do the skateboard. I want to just sprint. Stories, something like this you would see. One thing I could really appreciate is like how they do some of these aspects. There's one particular boss fight I have never seen done in any game, was giving me some split fiction things where it's like I was literally like I was playing with this controller. And when it happened, I was like, "There ain't no way they just did that." Like I've never seen a game handle a boss fight in this way. So I said it made me feel like Joseph came over there and was like, "You guys should do this," because he's the only other developer that the studio he runs that I see do off the wall stuff like this company does. And some of the jokes, I'll be like, "Dude, that is ridiculous." That one of the guns, something happens where like, I don't want to really give too much out of it, but this whole aspect, I just sitting there, I'm looking at this and I'm like, wow. And I love too where you have conversations with people and you can walk away. It's okay, you ain't really telling me nothing, and they'll acknowledge you doing this. They're like, oh, okay, or so don't listen to me, I don't care. And then it's funny, man. Like I love game. Like normally these type of games won't hit me as hard because I like games that take themselves serious. But the problem is I don't mind games that go to the left with it, like South Park Stick of Truth, where it's like a game that is claiming they're taking themselves serious, but they're not, is different than a game that is completely over the top and no, you're not going to.
And you know it, it.
Like I would like consider like a middle ground is like The Outer Worlds, where it's like a very comedic game, but it still tries to take itself serious to some degree.
I think.
What?
No, go ahead.
Then you got games like this and South Park Stick of Truth that is over the top on everything they do.
Yeah. I think one of the things that, just looking at it from the outside that you kind of worried about with this game was that I don't think Justin Roiland is involved, right? So Justin Roiland,
the dude from he's the first gun from the first game.
Well, yeah, he's the founder, co-founder of the studio, and he's the creator of Rick and Morty. So like and he's the voice actor for the gun in the first game.
And I got a lot of pushback in my videos because he's not, because and I looked it up. I'm like, you guys defending this dude? I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing like he apparently he walked away or got let go for some things.
And it's just like I saw a lot of people saying, "Yo, you got to get rid of him." That's one thing, but we like the gun, because you know how they explained it in the DLC of the first game. Spoiler alert, I guess, from the first game. He just said, "I dropped him."
I dropped him somewhere.
So it's just like I can understand from that perspective.
That's
now they
funny.
did say apparently in like an interview that the character is not done. They will eventually recast him if they do make a High in Life 3. But right now, because that was the main gun. That was the gun that talked the most. That was the gun that delivered a lot of the. I will say the difference between that the first one and the second one is it did feel like the game was revolved around that gun. Now it doesn't necessarily feel that way. It feels like all the guns get a fair amount of like screen time, when in that game it kind of felt like it was all revolved around him.
Okay. So is it like, when it comes to the shooting and stuff like that, each gun is unique, it has its own thing? Can the guns be upgraded and stuff like that? Or
every gun has unique abilities. There's some guns that have traversal abilities that you have to do like mid-fight. The final boss, I kind of felt like they could have did that a little bit better. But that wasn't like horrible. It's just like for a game that doesn't take it so serious like this, I felt like they could have like messed up the canvas a little bit trying to do this. So it comes to like that. I did feel there's aspects where guns will talk to each other. I love that the dialogue, and I can't remember in the first one because, like I said, I didn't play all of that, and it's been so long since I played it. Where like you get dialogue and you're not choosing what you're saying, you're choosing what gun is going to talk.
What gun is going to talk? Okay.
So it would be funny where it's like you be talking, it's some of them are just wild. Like there's this one aspect where Knifey's like, let me do it. Like, it's just a fun time. It's like one of those things where you just laugh. And there was a couple times where I had to put my controller down. I'm like, they did not just say that. Like, and then they'll be like, the main antagonist is pretty much a pharmaceutical company, and they be loving using those lines. Like, it's like it's essentially what's the scary movie? Isn't that what Scary Movie 1 2?
Yeah,
it's essentially that in a game form.
Right. It's satirical. Like it plays upon something, and
there are so many Easter eggs in this, King. I'm just like, I'm hoping they actually got the correct licensing to do so. Because I ain't even like the main hub. You look up Halo ring. Like it's
so beast.
Like just a Halo ring just sitting there, and it's just like there's zero chance they didn't talk to Microsoft, but I hope they did. Like,
I know this is in Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
Then they
just a Halo ring.
Just like the first one.
I
didn't expect the second one to drop inside Game Pass, and then when I found out that it was, I was like, wow. It's just because we expect only newer IP to be dropped in there, right?
Hill Easter eggs in here. I saw Pokemon Easter eggs in here. They were consistently making fun of multiple aspects of the industry. There was a Game Pass reference in this game.
Oh, good.
Wow, really? Okay.
Yeah, because they're in Game Pass, so it better be one.
They were funny. Like, and I would say that they even make fun of themselves. Like, so it's cool, man. I really enjoyed it. Like, I really enjoyed it. Besides, I didn't really mess with the skateboard aspect a whole lot that maybe I should have. But, besides that, because they had a lot of like parks and stuff that's around the game.
Okay.
The funny thing is like they definitely, there's this thing that's chasing you throughout the whole game. When you find out what that thing is, it's hilarious. And then you have a situation where that happens because of that. And it's just it's fun. I definitely recommend it, especially since it's in Game Pass. Now, look, you already got Game Pass. You might as well download it and play it. Which is funny that's the joke they do.
You know the wildest thing about Ghost of Sparta, and sorry to break off for this because we didn't talk about this. I thought it was a 2-player co-op game. Apparently, the 2-player couch co-op part don't
after you beat the game.
Until after you beat the game.
Oh, that's why. Anyway, back onto this. But it's just, High Life 2 is a fun game. Guns, comedy, everything.
That's my video tomorrow.
Yeah, it's just the comedy, especially, man. Especially when some of the things that the guns say, it's just like
I like Mr. Stabby.
And there's a situation that happens with the knife, and you have to like argue with them sometimes, and they argue with each other. It's funny, man. And then there's like I think they've made it public, but I'm not going to say just because I don't want to spoil things. There's like a combo gun that they're arguing like all the time. Like the moment you bring them out, they're arguing almost every single time. I did have a couple. Not necessarily bugs with this game, but I do feel that like they don't really elaborate on like exactly what you need to do. So there was one time I almost dropped it. I was like, I don't know what to do, but it's because I was introduced to a new gun and I didn't fully understand the gun's mechanics. And because I didn't completely understand the gun's mechanics, I was having a hard time doing them to get to the other end of like this lake. But after I figured it out, still kind of had a little scratching head moment. I even messaged people. I'm like, yo, have you got to this? No, I ain't got to this.
So apart from the different personalities on the guns, like each one has like specific mechanics associated with it.
There's literally a Halo rifle,
like a Halo, straight up a Halo rifle. Okay, that's cool.
Just like that's cool, and everything. And you got the shotgun. Shotgun sucks too. It's a shotgun that sucks people in. So that was funny. You got, I wouldn't know what the dual weapons you want to call that.
Yeah.
There is another projectile weapon. I'll say I won't really give too much into that, but I think that's been on YouTube. But in case you ain't watched the trailers, there's more projectile type of weapons. So it's interesting. It's definitely interesting.
It's good. King, have you had a chance to play any of it?
Nope.
Not yet. Okay.
I didn't finish the first one. I'm at the last boss, and I'm one of those weirdos that listen, I don't care. Like the same way I feel with Death Stranding 2. Till I finish Death Stranding 1, I'm not even gonna worry about Death Stranding 2. And I'm not gonna go to YouTube to just try to figure out.
And the good thing they do good too is once you beat the first one, because I didn't beat it. I just looked up a video. I didn't have time to beat both of them and still make content for it. Mm-hmm. And at this point, if I'm about to play the second one, I didn't want to play another 8-hour game to play another 8-hour game, because then I felt like going into the second one, I might feel like I'm burnt out on the style because I'm literally jumping to the second one. But they do a good job at it's like a montage at the very beginning of telling you what your character's been through between the first and second game. And it's playable. You're playing a game. It's kind of like you're flipping through a page at a time. They don't spend too much time on any of them. And they'll go back to it. They'll be like, this is what you've been doing this entire time.
Right.
That's what's up.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah.
Another Game Pass banger. Shout out to Game Pass for giving you the value that you need.
It is a good game that they were able to secure for Game Pass.
That's what I'm talking about. And Game Pass gives you exactly what you need.
Game Pass Day and Date too.
It was definitely Day and Date. Yeah.
Game Pass giving you exactly what you need. When you're looking for those games to succeed, Game Pass
if I was Xbox and Microsoft, I would be teaming up with this particular game a lot to do Game Pass commercials, because this is the type of game to do Game Pass commercials, because you can do anything because the game don't take itself serious.
Yeah. So awesome. Yeah, go check it out in Game Pass. It's weird. I some conversation I heard around it. People are again, this is generalization, but I've heard people saying that they don't like it as much as the first one. And you look at the Metacritic scores, the first one only topped out at 67 on Metacritic, and this is at a 78. So obviously they made improvements to it. I guess everything's subjective, obviously, but yeah, I could have sworn that some of the conversation around the second one felt more negative than around the first one, especially with again, if you're a fan of that particular type of comedy, whatever, Justin Roiland was the guy, right? And him not being associated with this, obviously, it's kind of like how people think about, how's GTA 6 going to be without, Dan Houser there or whatever. So. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad people are enjoying it.
$150 to $200. That's what it's going to be without Dan there. You're going to buy it anyway. I saw this article on how GTA has got progressively worse based upon the teams that are working on it. I think I put it in the chat for you guys. And I'm shaky on my pick now, brothers. I'm real shaky on my pick right now, man. Real shaky, bro. That kind of freaked me out when I was watching it. It was like a oh no moment.
When it comes to life, High in Life 2, I definitely co-sign it. It gets my iron silver
seal of approval.
Addict seals of approval. So let's get those likes in the chats. Let's read these super chats and let's get up out of here. Now that we don't have Cog holding us back, we can leave early.
No, the script.
No console warrant today.
Yeah, man.
No. Me and David Jaffe was on our way.
We already got King Console One. We got Cog Console One 2, man.
Cog
plus hours.
Is gonna cringe a million times when he goes to the Jaffe segment.
Man, I told you, because what's funny is I was talking to Cog. I was talking to Cog about everything, and I was like, he's like, yeah, just try to keep it family friendly. I'm like, it's Jaffe. Like what? I can ask him. But it's Jaffe.
Nah, he did a great job, bro.
No, he did a great job. But it's just look, there's just some people that they can't help themselves to be. They can't do it. Like,
no, but he said he took his medication early and he was good. I was trying to get him before the medication cooked in, though. I was like, no.
Before it leveled him out, man.
Yeah, I swear, man.
I love that. That should be a cog statement for now.
That is so funny.
Pump your brake, kids.
Pump
this
your brake.
family friendly.
Nah, it's just like I gotta be living a fever dream. Sob, I gotta. Like I gotta. I don't think you get a chance to be this fortunate. Not saying that we didn't put on the groundwork, but this is some of the better. You saw Cog hanging out with Ed Boon, right? And I got video with me and Ed Boon, me and him talking, me and him chopping it up. But to actually chop it up with David Jaffe, I don't care what none of y'all dudes say. Like, just imagine whatever video game you love, that the guy that made that game, because I love God of War.
God of War, Twisted Metal, like
you can hit, like he was Sony. Like, they don't get it. But you can hit him up and be like, yo, what's good? You want to jump on? All right, cool. Yo, I feel really good about myself. I feel really good.
Yeah.
So feel really good, man. That's life is good. Life is as good as you want it to be. Life is really good, boy.
All right, so I don't think we have any more super chats. Let's
get out of here.
Guys, let's go. Let everybody know what y'all doing. Attic, what's going on for this coming week?
So I don't know. Is it?
Wait, don't say anything you can't say.
Yeah, I do have something coming out this week. That's embargoed, so you'll see that. We definitely. I think we're doing a preview this week too on something else, so definitely look out for that. Been producing a lot more content here lately. It's been exhausting. After the show, we're going straight into my review on Reanimal with
awesome.
man, I'm gonna be real with you, man. There was a particular moment when I was playing with Kid Smooth. I wanted to strangle that man. Like I was just like, Smooth. Come on, man. Because there's a position where you both have to do a puzzle, so it like requires you both jumping at the same time, because it's like you can't put more. Like both of you on one section will sink it, so you can't be on the same section together. And I swear, I'm like, and he's moving straight, and I'm still going left. I'm like, come on, Smooth. He's like, oh, it's doing it. So we switch. I'm okay. Let me go on that section. You go on this section. And then, obviously we're striving issues. And he's like, see, it's not that easy, but I'm not going straight like you was. Like, it's like, it was just, I got to the point. I was like, Smooth, how about I'm gonna kick you? I'm gonna do it real quick,
and then bring you back.
And then I'll bring you back. And he was not feeling that. And I don't want to make him upset or anything, because Smooth's the homie. But I was like, okay, I guess I'll struggle for another 30 minutes. We did eventually get it done, but it was definitely Kid really ain't that smooth. That's some of it was
Kid not smooth.
I was so annoyed, man. And a lot of it wasn't him, it was the way this mechanic of this was, but it was definitely frustrating.
Facts, no doubt. How about you, King? What's going on this week?
Well, besides me unboxing this wonderful controller, unlike Addict got his unboxed form, the Razer Wolverine V3 Pro Esports Green Edition, Razer hit us up and made sure that the Lords got what we needed to succeed in our games. Well, mainly for fighting games and Fight Night Fridays. But if you know me, then you know that I'm down with Xbox, and Xbox is down with the king. Frontline gaming streams and Frontline news goes live every day, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Fridays, we roll into Fight Night Fridays, which stays up until 8 p.m. And I drop videos, semi-annually on the weekends. Y'all can get those. There's 2 videos that I just dropped right now that's talking about that Ghost of Sparta and the disarray that Rome is falling, and they're falling from within. So I'm glad that we had David Jaffe on today, and I'm going to give a shout out to David Jaffe for pulling up, showing up, and giving his opinion on what the state of play was, and also the games that we talked about in depth when it came to Sony's first-party delivery system when it comes over there. But again, Xbox is cooking. You know what it is? Yeah, the glazing won't stop and console war won't. And why? Because you have a favorite sports team that I don't give a damn about. And you're a grown man repping your sports team. So if you can rep your sports team, I'm going to rep my gaming console. And I don't want to hear, I'm too old for this. Why? No. Why? I am going to do what I want to do. Why? Because I love it. So when you give up repping your sports team, I give up repping Xbox. So that, you got to take that to the bank, baby. So hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know what it is. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. And guess who knows it? Razer. Because they send me it in green, baby. They ain't send it in blue because they don't make it for you, boo.
Moving right along. I will be trying out more of Ghost of Sparta. I have a couple of days off here.
Why?
So I'm going to try. I want to have the opinion for myself.
Send it back. Get your money back.
That I'm actually going to play that Replace demo. I didn't realize that a demo was out. I want to play Replace because that's, again, as King and Cog have talked about, they had some issues with it when they played it earlier. Obviously, I think this is a later demo, right? Later in development. So I want to see where they're at because they're less than a month away from launch. So, right. So it's gotta be close. So hopefully that's good. I'll play that.
Yo, hold on, Soft. Yo, Wade Johnson won. Who gives a damn? They didn't send me that controller. They sent me the Wolverine V3. And whoever I'm sponsored by, I'm gonna rep. So unless you're sponsored by them, shut up, Wade Johnson. I don't want to hear it.
So it's anger with the chat today. What's going on? So that is that. I will try to watch Dracula also this week. So I'm excited to watch that, see when I can fit that in the schedule. But that's about it, man. So thank you guys for joining us on this somewhat abbreviated 3.5 hours. We did pretty good.
Yeah.
Episode of the Iron Lords podcast. We'll be back in full force with Cog back at the helm. Thank God.
5
Next
hours.
week, so that I can leave at 4 o'clock like I usually do and get up out of here. But that's it for us. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy your long weekend if you're celebrating President's Day tomorrow. And I know the kids are off for the entire week, so have fun with that.
Yeah, my son is having a great time.
We're out of here.
Peace.
Yeah, right. Peace. Yeah, check out Reanimal review coming up right behind the show.
That's right. Have
Bye-bye.
fun. Thank you, guys.
Peace.